What's going on, guys? It's Brandon from Audio Addiction. Thank you for joining us again. I have my lovely co-hosts Therese and Alex. How you doing on this fine Monday?
Hello, doing good.
I'm good.
Cruising. We're cruising on a Monday. Well, we were deciding on what we were gonna do, and at the very last minute, we were like, we should just do a catch-up stream on some of the ones we've been missing out on, because there's a lot of groups that have released a lot of different things over the what would you say, Alex? Like the past couple weeks, maybe? Past 2 weeks?
Oh,
Week?
we're covering the past month or so.
Month or so. Okay, cool. So
Maybe a little over a month.
nice. Okay, so a little over a month, and then I think our goal for Wednesday is I think we're doing the Rose. So come
Yeah,
hang
I
out.
tried checking out their music videos. Some of their music videos got taken down by their old company, but what we have now is good to go. Should be going directly to the Rose, hopefully. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that you asked me about them.
Our our Discord chat was very heated on who our next groups should be. So I feel like I might
There's a
as
lot of
well not.
options.
There's a lot of options, and we have some big comebacks before this month's over with. So we got twice. Crusoe, thank you for hanging for that one. That was very fun. Um, Gondo,
Hey
hello.
Crusoe, hey Gando, yeah.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Let
But
me
yeah,
let me do some quick housekeeping before we dive too deep here. Um, if you're watching this on YouTube, hello. We're live on Twitch right now. Um, if you want to come hang out, watch on Twitch.
yeah,
There's links everywhere, links in the description and on the channel and stuff. Come join the chat live and talk to us like our great live chat who is here already.
yeah, we love them.
Because we definitely benefit from having information from everybody, and you can also, give feedback, hang out, share your opinion, yada yada. That being said, we are live, so we're going to be rambling and chatting, all that kind of stuff. We will try to get timestamps in the video because I know there's a lot of groups we're covering today, and you may want to watch a couple, you may want to watch something specific. So look out for timestamps. And I will give a rundown real quick right now just of what we're covering specifically, just so everyone
Yeah.
is aware. So we're going to start with Yena. We're covering her songs Good Morning and Good Girls in the Dark. We will cover the two I-DLE songs, Wife and Super Lady. We're going to move on to ITZY with Mr. Vampire, Born to Be, and Untouchable.
Ooh.
We'll do the brand new BABYMONSTER song, Stuck in the Middle. We're going to do Posse's Young Posse remix. I think it's technically a remix featuring Verbal Jint, NSW Yoon, and Token.
Mm.
And then we'll be finishing with Ateez, Jongho's Everything, brand new song.
Ooh, there you go.
So that is the plan today. Look out for timestamps, and thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out in chat.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I've been so behind. I have not seen any of these music videos. I might have heard the songs like once or twice on Spotify, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect.
I'm actually pretty much with you. I think I've only heard the I-DLE songs, and real quick,
I haven't heard any of them, so.
Oh,
Hey.
we got the flex.
I bought both copies of the Yena album, and they came the other day, but I still haven't heard a single song on the album because I've been waiting for stream.
Hey,
Wow.
look at that. What dedication. We love to see it. Also, I feel like I have to point out Gondo's comment in the chat. She said you can troll us live if you'd like, go on ahead, do that. We're all good sports, so, love to do that. As well as that.
We're not afraid to admit we're wrong.
I also would like to admit as well, I am the newest to K-pop. I feel like I always forget to say it, but we might as well get it in this bit. But yeah, I'm the newest to K-pop. Alex and Therese have been listening to K-pop for much longer than I have. So if you'd love to be able to help me out It'd be great. We get a lot of great comments. I know some people live in different time zones, so getting online at 8 p.m. Eastern time can be a little difficult. But we appreciate the awesome comments we've been getting as well. So very cool. I think it's time to start with Yena because I don't know anything about any one of these videos except for I-DLE, Young Posse. I haven't listened to any of these new songs, so very excited.
Sick.
Let's get into Yena. Sick.
This is such a good full sound.
Oh, it's great. Mix is on point. All right. That was Yena's Good Morning. If you just joined us for stream.
What a good start.
Yeah,
Wow.
what a great start. Yeah, for sure.
This is Yena's sound, man.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, I'm just saying like she
Okay.
released like she deviated from she started off doing this kind of like pop rock, pop punk style
Oh, really?
when she
Okay.
debuted as a solo artist with her
As like
Smiley.
a B-side.
Yes. Well, she did have like B-sides that were very like pop punky,
Mm.
but she also like Smiley and her other earlier title tracks were like rock-ish. They were like full band songs.
Okay.
And she deviated from that a little bit, and then she came back, I guess, with this. And I just think that this sound works for her so well.
Yeah.
I think her voice sounds great with it. Her energy is really good. Like she does such a good job of selling her personality.
Yeah.
And I think that this like really upbeat pop punk, pop rock style just works so well with her demeanor, and it like allows her to like showcase her eccentric, bubbly, like hyper personality that she's got so much better than like another genre I think could do for her. Like her vocals sound amazing. Like she is just constantly improving as a vocalist. And it's got that classic like chaotic, fun Yena music video. I think we watched a couple videos from Yena before, Brandon, right? In a previous stream.
I think we may have. If not, I know like one of the many times we've hung out on the couch behind you and we just watched like K-pop music videos, and that was when I was like didn't know anything about it, but Alex was like, I think you might like this, and then I was like, yeah, it's actually pretty good, I like it. And
so
little did we know.
To me, this to me feels like a really just perfect return to form.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Therese, you want to go next? I'll round it out.
Yeah. I really, really like this sound. I'll be honest, when I first heard Smiley, granted, I wasn't a Nice One stan. I might have listened to a few songs, but I didn't know their composition or Yena's personality that much. So, a lot of people clued me in basically with Smiley, and it made sense, but the song itself didn't stand out that much to me. It was the B-side "Look to You" that I was really into. I was like, this is what I want to hear more of.
Good.
Yeah. And I'm so glad that she's continuing with it. Like, I was worried it would have been a one-off and just like, oh, well, you know, pop punk's like cool right now. But I'm so glad that she's stuck with it. And I think every time she comes back, I like her a little more and more. And I told this, I told this to you, Alex. And I hope other people don't find this as a diss. I think it's a compliment, but she has that very like early Demi Lovato sound that I miss so much.
Okay. Like, I could
like early, like the Don't Forget album with like La La Land.
Yeah. Okay.
And I love that album, and I don't think that it's done in an out of date way with Yena. I think Yena's taking her own like sound with that as like a template in my brain, at least, and she's really bringing a lot more like sugar to it, which I actually like. I like the juxtaposition of some of the hard rock, some of the more like gothic styling that she's now turning into her own like bubbly, rocky personality. It's kind of like
very unique.
Yeah, it's kind of like rock candy,
rock candy,
which is my favorite thing to get whenever I'm at like the theme parks, and I'm eating it up. Nom nom nom. Give me more Yena.
Yena's in her Warped Tour era.
I hope by the end of the year we compile all of Therese's best word like sentences. Like I would love to. I'm gonna find some of the best clips of.
No.
We're gonna make the Therese. We're gonna make the Therese rating scale, and it's all gonna be like it's all gonna be food.
We're gonna do best of Therese 2024, and it's just gonna be her clips about completely out of context clips. No, for me, for Yena, I obviously don't know anything besides maybe seeing like the, you know, very few music videos that I've probably seen and just kind of like went in one ear, went out the other. But I really enjoyed this a lot. This was great. Kind of gave me like a little bit of like Avril Lavigne vibes, you know. I grew up listening to that type of stuff, so I feel like that it kind of gave me a little bit of that sort of vibe in that way. But also like with like the appeal of like K-pop music, so I absolutely love that. I loved her energy. I feel like you could definitely tell like a lot of her personality was shown in this music video, and it's a cool kind of introduction to somebody I obviously don't know very well, if not at all. I really enjoyed the mix of this song. I think the way that they kind of like had the guitars at like more of a focal point, having like the drums have like a good like room sound to them. Like the bass is really sick, especially in that like bridge portion was really neat. I think they really mapped out the way that her instrumentals need to be, and then all Yena had to do is like obviously deliver a powerhouse vocal, which I think she did. So to me, this was a great starting point. I'm curious to go listen to some like older Yena stuff. So if you're gonna drop me some suggestions in chat or in the comments, let me know. I'd love to go give her some more love. But yeah, this was great for being unintroduced to her prior to this, I think I'm definitely gonna be going back to Yena stuff, even though I didn't know her in ITZY. So I'll have to. Well, I feel like ITZY is maybe one we'll get into later on at some point, but yeah,
It'd be cool to, now that we know a lot of the members.
Yeah.
Well, now that I know a lot of the members from,
Me too.
you know, List Therapim and stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool to go back and be like, aha,
there
I
they
see.
are. Yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'll have to, like I said, give Yena some more love, because I think if this is kind of her sound and she's kind of building off of this, it would be curious to listen to some older stuff and, you know, obviously where she started her solo career at. So, very cool. This was a good jumping off point. A lot of energy, so love to see it. Some comments here. Gondo says, Citizen says, loving Yena's pop punk era. Gondo says, I can't relate to those dudes. Just got home from taking a train from into the office today. I should have been blasting Yena during my commute. Citizen says, she's got the perfect personality for this kind of vibe. Crusoe says, I've just increasingly liked Yena's music more and more with each comeback. And then they're all saying that they appreciate her rock star era, which is really cool. And yeah, they're kind of everybody's in agreement that the pop rock, pop punk kind of thing is here to stay for her. So I'm stoked. Gonna have to listen to some more Yena, which is great, because we're gonna be listening to another song from Yena right now. So Good Girls in the Dark. So let's give it a spin. Oh, is it gonna stop? Okay, cool. That was Good Girls in the Dark from Yena. Very cool.
Okay.
Interesting.
Anyone want to take it first?
I guess I'll go first. I kind of got, well, first of all, I like the contrast. I don't know, are these songs on the same like record, Alex, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I like the range first and foremost. I thought that was really cool how you have like a really more like pop punk, more pop rock sort of track, and then you have this, which is like kind of gave me a little bit of like 90s boy band, 90s girl group kind of like styling in terms of, I guess, more of the instrumentation, which I thought was very interesting. I haven't heard that in quite a bit. It gave me a little bit of like Cry Me a River from like Justin Timberlake, kind of like at least in like maybe the guitar phrasing, which I thought was interesting. Haven't heard something like that in quite a bit. Not exact. I wouldn't say it's like 100%, but I kind of got vibes from that. The song itself was very fun. I like kind of like the darker motifs. So it was definitely more in a minor tonality, which is really interesting. But yeah, I thought her performance was really cool. I like her like more like glassy kind of falsetto-y sort of voice. I thought was very interesting. And kind of obviously contrasts her more powerhouse vocals in the like pop punk, pop rock sort of track. So to me, that was very interesting. But yeah, that was a good. I thought it was a good song. It's definitely a little bit more vibier, stuff like that. So definitely an interesting song nonetheless. I would love to give it some more listens. I think that's kind of the only other thing I can definitely lay down is I think that one's probably gonna grow on me a little bit more than maybe the first song. The first one I was like, I knew that hit the pocket and I was good. This one I think is I think with a few more listens I'll be stoked on this one.
I could go either way on this one. I think it's a lot more minimalistic, which I am a maximalist listener, so I appreciate the choreography being paired. I think I like
Yes.
the song more with the choreography than without. If I heard this on Spotify, it might not hold my attention as much as when I'm watching her dance to it because the choreography was really cool. But yeah, definitely hear that Shoop said the guitar was very Destiny's Child. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also I was gonna say
Yeah, that's on the money. And she definitely brings a lot of like a lot of the dark flair to it.
Yeah.
But I was craving still a lot more of the I don't know, like more bass, more background noise, because they were trying to do a lot of that depth with the effects on the instruments, and I don't think it was quite getting me as much as Good Morning, but I still like it. I still really enjoy what she's putting out, so great job, Yena.
Yeah. For me, I'm pretty much in a similar boat as Therese. I'm pretty much like a maximalist listener as well. I like a lot of movement in songs. I think that everything that Yena did was great. I just didn't like the instrumental.
Okay, that's fair.
The instrumental to me, it's like it's too on the nose for like a 90s R&B kind of beat.
Yeah,
With that guitar, it's like it was just the same guitar
it's like a loop.
the entire time. It's a loop. It didn't really do anything new. It's sort of just it didn't feel like it went anywhere.
That's fair.
Like that being said, like it was a good performance from Yena. I think that she delivered her vocals really well. I like that she had like a little bit of, I don't want to say like rapping, but kind of rapping a little bit in I think in the first or second verse, which is cool. And the performance is great, but yeah, the song, I think I agree with Therese. If it came on Spotify and I had no other context or no like performance visuals or anything, I probably would skip it about halfway through just because it would feel like it's dragging.
That's fair. I do feel like the video definitely carries a good amount of that weight. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I really kind of haven't figured out if I'm a minimalist or a maximalist. I think maybe I'm probably more closer aligned to maximalist just because I listen
You
to
can be
like a lot of
both.
music, metal music, so I feel like that's kind of more maximalist in that sense. But yeah, I do kind of agree. The loop does kind of takes it out a little bit, but I would have been curious if whether or not they would have switched it up in the chorus or something. That was kind of what I was hoping for. Very similarly to the first song, I think they were able to again have that sort of movement in the track, but I can understand why people would probably really like this one because again, it has that sort of '90s girl group flair to it, especially I think, like I said, Shub nailed it with like Destiny's Child, like TLC sort of stuff. I feel like that's pretty much in the pocket right there. Um, some comments here. Gondo says this is more in the vein of Wicked Love from her last comeback. Crusoe, this is said that this is his song of the year, which is so far, which is pretty crazy. Good for him. Love it. Gondo says, I like how there's an odd number of dancers. It feels like Yena's in a girl group again. Very interesting. And yeah, that was pretty much all of the comments for Yena. So let me know if you got any ones from either this current record or previous that you'd like me to check out. I'll have to go show Yena some love. And I also want to give a shout outs to one. I hope I'm not butchering your username, but it's one-shell, I think. Thank you for giving us a follow. It's awesome. Very cool. This next one we're on is a group we're all familiar with, I-DLE. So
Let's go.
this is their new song, Wife. So let's give it a listen. What are you
And
gonna say?
I-DLE just I was just gonna point out that I-DLE was announced today as the headliners for Head in the Clouds in New York.
Yeah, let's
which
go.
We will, at least me and Brandon, I think will be there. So very excited to get to see them perform these two songs, I assume.
Maybe more. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, if you're coming to that, let us know in the comments or chat. We'd love to see you there.
Hello. I cook cream soup. Taste tastes cocoa. Want me all
Oh, you gotta put subtitles on.
I clean your room. It's so
And,
pink.
No, there are not.
No.
I cook cream soup. Taste this cocoa loco. Want me your white, but shit is. I clean your room. It's so twinkle twinkle. Want me your white, but shit is.
It's a doop 나의 턱 살쪄 touch 너는 blue
아 고소고소 깨끗이 닦아놔 서서히 입술에 손길을 안 닿아 머리부터 발끝까지 그냥 찹찹찹 배웠으면 이제 너도 한번 올라타봐
만약 잘한다면 멋진 노래도 부르고 물만한 니 너처럼 예쁜 춤도 춰줄 거야 만약에 잘한다면 나도 배도 부르고 기분 좋으니까 급식이도 삼켜버릴 거야 I cook cream soup taste is cocoa loco Want me your wife but she is I clean your room it's so twinkle twinkle Want me your wife but she is
Wife, I make you feel so high I make you feel like lie But I don't wanna Wife, I make you feel so high I make you feel like lie But I don't wanna
They're okay. All right. That was I-DLE and their new song, Wife.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Lay it on us, Alex.
I'll start because I think I'm gonna be the most positive one here.
You might be.
I like this song. But not for like the reasons I normally like songs where like they're really good. I like this song because it's like it's really chaotic, man.
Yeah.
There's just like something about this song that is like such an odd choice in
Oh
so
my
many
God.
different directions that I like the spectacle that it just becomes. Like it's got like the classic G-idle like bad English.
Yeah, I need to
And
look this up. I'm looking this up. I
you need to look
see-
up the lyrics because the lyrics are kind of wild.
That's what I'm doing.
There's a bunch of I haven't really dived too deep into like the lyrics or the message of the song, and I know that they generally do a lot of like
Oh,
deeper
boy.
meanings to their songs and a bunch of stuff going on. So I know there are apparently like a lot of innuendos and messages in this song that I can't really point out myself. But judging based on the lyrics, the song is crazy to me. I like that it's pretty much like it's almost handled like a cipher where like everyone gets rap verses.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
did notice that. That was cool.
With just like a really simple repeatable chorus that's just supposed to be the separation between like cipher
Each
parts.
part, yeah.
Mhm.
So I like that. And I like that it's like a really simple package. It's like a really bare bones music video. They all look the same. They all have like similar stylistic wigs, outfits, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's just basically like it comes across clear to me like what they want you to focus on, which I think is kind of cool. It's really it's really interesting because I know in the next video that we're going to watch how expensive and how elaborate the video is, that there's a really stark contrast in this video. So it's obviously intentional.
Sure.
So I think I like this song as a package a lot, but I think if it was like a single and this is the only song they put out, I would hate it.
Interesting.
Okay.
But in the and for the record, I have been playing their new album too so much. I've been listening to it like nonstop. I'm back on the G-idle train. I criticized them last time a lot. I gave them a lot of hate.
You did. Yeah.
I'm back.
You're back.
Well,
Now
not a
I'm
lot
back.
of hate.
Not a lot of hate. No,
I wouldn't say I get not a lot of hate. That's I'm being a
I
little.
wanted to double down. I was just
exaggerated.
You were critical of them.
You're creative. How dare you?
I had some
In a
critique
video?
on the newer G-idle stuff. I'm reeled back in. I'm excited. I'm gonna see them at Head in the Clouds. I want them to play the whole album front to back, maybe twice.
Oh, that'd be great.
There are so many good songs on it. So in the context of that new album, I think this song fits in there really well.
Okay.
But I
that makes sense.
understand how if this is all you heard from their new music, you would be like, what the hell is this?
It's the
Mm.
like question mark meme where he's just like that's what I got.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay. I'm
someone
gonna
else take
I'm gonna hopefully fill in the gaps here because I saw a TikTok of someone like cooking up their whole theory on this song, and I was buying it. I was like 100%. The first time I heard it, did not get it. A lot of things I recognize I'm not gonna have full context for G-idle songs specifically. This one. Absolutely. But I did hear it on Spotify before watching the music video. I think the music video is a lot louder in its message. Even though it's so stripped down, you could tell immediately. They were shooting some shots at the men. They were straight up like, you want me to be your wife, you want to feel cherished, you want to feel loved, but you don't want a wife. And like those
Flex.
are in the lyrics in
Flex.
English.
Yeah.
So like there were parts that you could understand that you thought you weren't understanding, right? And I think that was the point. Like none of it makes sense. So why are you holding women to these standards? Like why do you make them clean your house? Why do you make them like cook you cream soup? Which is their lyric. The really weird English that people are pointing out, I think it makes sense in context of their message, which is like all of these standards you guys are putting us under make no sense.
So
I get it
make
now.
More sense. Yeah, this
I
song's not gonna
definitely
make
get
sense. Yeah.
I think what you said about like if this was a single you wouldn't have liked it more. I think I would have liked it more because it would have been like a mic drop. You know? Like this is all we have to say. Take it.
Take the L.
Um
Yeah, that's fair. Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
Just take it, and then like if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Which a lot of people are not going to get it, and I don't think that's on them. I think that's entirely like, yeah, there's a lot you have to understand before you understand a G-Idle song. um so when I first heard this, I was definitely like, what the hell? And now I hear it and I watch the video and I'm like, ah. Aha. It's pretty ridiculous. And it's a very particular flavor of song that I don't think people are going to want to listen to all the time, and that's fine. Like this is the song that you put on when you're getting ready for a party, or when you're like, it's not necessarily a song you pay attention to while you're driving. It's something that you're singing to like pump yourself up,
It's a hype
or like
track.
maybe on the gym or something. Yeah, it's just like the beat is heavy. It gets you dancing, it gets you flowing.
That's fair. Yeah,
I totally, I'm like,
you got it. Okay.
I I don't know if I get it, but I applaud them for
Sure.
what they've done, because yeah, they gotta say it. They gotta say what they gotta say, and I'm just glad someone's saying it.
Yeah. I think for me, if Therese isn't done, I don't want to take up your time.
I'm
Therese.
done. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think for me, if I listened to this on Spotify, I probably would have a lot more questions than answers. So
Yes.
I understand that. Watching the music video, I think, puts it more into context. And then I would say also I have the lyrics pulled up on my phone. So I feel like that also puts it even more so in context. And like, I mean, obviously some of these are like interesting. Like one of the lines is kiss carefully and eat boldly. I don't know what that means, but that seems
I think
interesting.
a lot of these are translated, what's the word? Like, it means something sexual in Korean.
Probably.
Like,
There's no way.
I think a lot of these are sexual because they haven't broadcasted. Yeah.
Yeah, that probably. But I mean, regardless of the point, I think for me, like it is a jarring track. I think for me specifically, like if this was the first song that I've listened to G-Idle in a little bit. I'll be 100% transparent. But I think it was very like it had a bunch of ear candy in it. There was like some like cowbells. There was like different like things that kind of draw you in to, like, even if you're not really paying attention to the lyrics. I think like musically there's a lot going on, but I think if you're going into the context like me, which I'm very much I like to listen to the song first, and if I feel the song, then I go read the lyrics. And I think obviously I'm on the path to trying to learn Korean, so I feel like I'm not going to be able to know all the spicy terminology in Korean yet, certainly, but I think for me I think the way that the music video is conveyed, I think gives you a lot of clues into some of the more directness that they're trying to put out in terms of the lyricism. So I love that. I think that's really important, and I'm glad that they decided to do it. I would be curious to see where this sits on the record and what song came before and what comes after it, because I think I'm very much like I want to see how these like singles fit in terms of a record. And I know Kpop is like all over the map in terms of what they release in terms of singles. So I can imagine if this may have been the first instance of listening to G-Idle, you might have some differing opinions on it, but I thought it was solid. I thought it was different. I think this one has to grow on me some more, though. I think musically it's a little bit of a barrage to listen to out the gate, but I'm excited to listen to the other single and kind of give myself a little bit more context on it. But I think this was fun. This seems like, I think Therese nailed it. This is a song that I feel like you put on if it's like, getting in your car and you're like, I don't want to go to work. If this song came up on my Spotify playlist as soon as I got in my car, I'd be fucking bumping it. I'd be like, let's go. Like, be so sick. Or if I was at the gym, like, running on an elliptical or something. You know, I feel like this would give me that motivation or
It's
that
a
push.
funny song to run at the gym.
Hey,
to,
listen, whatever. I'm
but
saying, have you tried?
I'm not judging.
Hey, whatever, man. I would do it. I'd listen to it. But yeah, I feel like this one was a very interesting song to start off my re-listening of G-Idle. So very, very cool.
All right. Let me catch up on some comments real quick. Crusoe says they don't know how they feel about the song. Like some parts a lot, others don't like. That's
Fair.
definitely understandable with this one. Gondo says, I love this song. My Bag Part 2. Yeah, I mean, sort of in
Ooh.
like a cipher sense, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, with what Therese said about like you wish they just released a song and dropped it like a mic drop.
Yeah.
I think like My Bag was I think
What
like
a-
the perfect
oh.
example of that
Yeah.
in a better package. Or maybe like a more digestible package.
Definitely more digestible.
My digestible,
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about this is a meme song. So it's the same problem. I have a lot of G-Idle songs. They
just
have a lot of good
good
ideas, but
ideas.
the actual execution lyrically is often really shallow. Citizen Troop says, I'm always here for rapper Mion, and the lyrics are pretty spicy in Korean.
Ooh,
That is the talk of the town.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Alright,
think in
well-
this case they're like purposely shallow lyrics.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it's like,
everything
oh,
about
whatever.
G-Idles, everything about their
They have
lyrics
that,
are
like,
purposeful.
The only thing I could compare them to if an American asked me generally what is G-Idle about, it's like they have that Kesha personality where they like pretend to be really airheaded and like silly pop star girls, but they're actually like trying to take down the system from the inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
that
let
works.
you cook. Yeah. That's a
All right,
good
well,
one.
we're not done with G-Idle. We got another one.
We
We
are
got their
not.
main title track,
We do, yeah. Super Lady. So
Super Lady. So we're
Let's
going to talk
go.
about the polar opposite of budgets. You're going to see a very expensive music video.
let's go.
I'm a top super lady. I never lose, yeah. Got a superpower. I'm a god super lady. I never die, 바지 모두 follow. Boy, 그렇게 피게 어서 우리 love 따분하게 뻗어 여기 what 잡이 따윈 없어.
Oh my god.
날 맞는다면 say it. 남자들을 보는 가시 억소리는 그 사치 용을 조금 흔들릴 틈없이 ready to shoot 입술이 다 번져도 그 어떤 놈보다 멋지게 누구보다 멋지게 웃어 보이지 더 거칠게 독하다 해 that's my name I never bow my way yeah lady call me super lady follow ladies I want ladies super ladies 하나 둘셋 맘마세 너 언젠가 세상을 망칠 그 컵에 질린 눈빛도 참 못했으니까 그 눈빛은 패왕색 패기 여왕의 자질도 베디 백인 백이다 기절한 각성이 겁먹은 대표 그래 빼는 게 없거든 do you know 불길이 다 번져도 그 어떤 놈보다 멋지게 누구보다 멋지게 뛰어들 테지 더 뜨겁게 독하다 해 that's my name I never bow my way yeah lady call me super lady follow ladies all ladies super ladies look out and feel this we came to take win back it up
What?
back it up back it up back it up everybody say 누가 우리 부른다면 yes it's super fast 누가 우리 만난다면 yes it's super
god.
Wow.
All right. That was G-Idle Super Lady. If you're just joining us now. Jeez, that was
All
crazy.
right. All right. Not only is this my favorite, easily my favorite G-Idle title track in a very long time, it might be my favorite G-Idle track, period. Maybe. I have to sit with it for a little bit because it's still fresh. Some of their debut era or earlier songs are up there. Got to think about it a bit. But the song is a banger. And for me, I'm someone who I live in nostalgia with music.
Yeah, that's true. You do.
I'm always listening to stuff that is like most of the stuff I listen to came out in like, I don't know, mid 2000s, early 2010s. I always go back to that kind of stuff. So I'm always like stuck a couple years in the past. So maybe that's why this is hitting for me, because it sounds like a bad thing, but I mean it in the best way possible for me personally, because this reminds me so much of late second gen, early third gen music, like the 21, the later 4-minute stuff, the earlier Blackpink, early Everglow stuff. Like, it just has that formula to it. Like, it even has like the switch up, like anthem party chorus
The
ending.
Oh my God.
It's like rave.
It has the,
YG festival?
it has the YG
Yeah.
fest at the end. I don't know. I think everything about this is really fun. I like the beginning. I like how strong Soyeon starts out the song vocally.
Mm.
Like
What a range.
super impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's such a talented singer, and sometimes I think that gets overlooked because she's in a group with other very talented singers, and she's an extremely talented, maybe the most talented female rapper. So I feel like maybe sometimes like her vocals get snubbed or overlooked. So I think
Sure,
that was
yeah.
like a cool statement for her to do. And then you go right into like a mini rap verse,
Whew.
which is great because Minnie's a great rapper. And again, similar to Soyeon's issue, is Minnie's a great rapper, but she's in a group with Soyeon. You know what I mean? So I think
Yeah.
it was really cool that they flipped what I would assume they would normally do. I love the chorus of this song. It's like got that EDM drop.
Rave, yeah.
I don't even
kind
know.
of.
Yeah, I don't even
that-
know how to describe it. But you have to talk about like the styling and the money, the budget they put into this video, because I heard somebody can correct me if it's a rumor or if it's actually true, but I kept seeing numbers float around that the video was like just shy of 900 grand USD, and that the company split it with G-Idle because it was so expensive.
Oh my,
could be-
wait, 900
I could be
grand?
Yeah, I could be misreading or seeing stuff wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw floating around on like Twitter or something that the group paid for half the video,
Oh
and it
my
was like
God.
super expensive.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Which like sucks that the company won't shell out the money they want to do their project, but also really cool that they have a vision and they are willing to like
Yeah.
do
I
what
don't-
they need to do and to get like their product they want. And that kind of sucks. We don't like Cube,
I don't know.
so
I don't know.
I've-
I don't know if Cube has that kind of money. So
they do. They have that kind of money solely because of G-Idle.
right.
Which
Well,
is-
yeah,
it's
but I'd be like, for a music video,
a
I don't know how
U-turn.
much they
Like,
do.
Yeah.
Look at G-Idle's album sales. They can afford $1 million to invest in a music video for them.
Oh my God.
So whatever. We don't like Cube. I think that's like a pretty well.
A lot of people do
Yeah,
not like Cube.
yeah. I think I speak for everybody pretty well.
I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't know. Yeah, I don't know
So
much
shout
about
out G-Idle for getting that video done how they want, even if they got to use their own pocket money.
Cube. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got nothing but positive stuff to say about this.
I know
so
you.
This
yeah,
is this is very close. I got 2 Song of the Year contenders right now. Right now, it's NMIXX is Dash on top,
Yeah, I was gonna say Dash is crushing.
and this one is like knocking on the door.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah, I'm firmly in the camp of Dash right now. I haven't been able to not listen to that M-Mix album. It's so great. So shout outs to M-Mix. I guess I'll go next, since I'm not as familiar with, second gen / early third gen K-pop, since I'm the baby. But I think I can kind of put it into context in terms of what I know about G-Idle as well as other musical background stuff. But I think for this song to be 2 minutes and 40 seconds, for whatever reason, it feels like longer than what it is, weirdly enough. Like,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know, like the song feels like a lot longer than 2 minutes, like almost 3 minutes. Like, obviously it's closer to 3 minutes, but it doesn't feel, it feels like a lot longer in time for whatever reason. And as I was like listening to the song, I'm like, wow, how many verses? This seems like a long song, And then I look back down on my computer and I was like, wait a second, it's actually only 2 minutes. But I think for me, I liked how they transitioned everybody into the song. Like, I think there wasn't really a moment where I felt like, Soyeon started off the song and really kind of had like, I don't even know like her vocal register, but she was definitely like getting up there, and I love that. But I think like the way that they kind of transitioned to each part was really well executed. So I really like that. Again, not listening to a lot of G-Idle songs in more recent time. I'm going to have to give their new album a listen, because I think just listening to both of these songs has been what a night and day experience, I feel like, for me. So I think I'm curious to see what type of variation or different offshoots of this sound that they have now is what's going to be on 2. But as well as that, I think to me it was just kind of like a lot, very similarly to Wife. I feel like it's like what I've noticed and kind of taken some time off from G-Idle is like they are just like the very definition of maximalist, where they're just like, we're just gonna hit you with a bunch of shit, you're gonna figure it out, and like there is gonna be moments where we're gonna kind of give you a little bit of a break, and then we'll hit you with this like really like insane like rave beat at the end of the song that has this really anthemic kind of punch to it. So I think to me it was, I don't even think I could encapsulate all of my thoughts in one go around, but I will say it was definitely an interesting listen. I think the music video definitely helps in that aspect of keeping your attention, and obviously would like to hopefully they get their money's worth out of this music video, certainly, but I think it was interesting. I kind of like neutral, but I'm more excited to listen to the rest of the record, I think, and kind of contextualize everything, because both of these singles are very intense in 2 different categories. So I'm curious if the rest of the album is going to be kind of on that same level of intensity or not.
I mean, you got a wide range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Compared
the
to-
album probably covers every corner of K-pop that exists right now.
Jesus. All right.
It's very, very eclectic genre-wise.
Mhm.
And also, I gotta say, when you hear this song live, it's gonna be a 10 for you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
this
yeah.
one- this seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
this, especially that like that drop. That thing is gonna go.
This is
shit.
gonna be their closing song.
Oh, for sure.
They're gonna go
There's
out.
no
There's
way.
gonna be like
Yeah.
fire
They're gonna
and
be
like
popping
fireworks and
off.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song is gonna go crazy at live.
I'm
So-
gonna
I was
feel
gonna
New York
say-
shake.
No, I was gonna say that I think it makes sense why they spent so much on this music video. First off, that scene where I think it was Minnie was on the floor like with her braids sprawled out. She
Oh,
looked
it
like a
was so
freaking
cool.
spider. It was
yeah.
so
Oh
cool.
my god.
Um,
Holy shit.
But like the shots were really impressive. The costuming was really impressive. But the stage, like they knew what they wanted for this music video, because if they did any less, it would honestly hurt the song more. Like this is meant to be that anthemic stadium song. You
Yeah.
know they're gonna announce a 2024 song or tour, and this is gonna be like the end of the tour, like the beginning of the tour. It's gonna be one of those big moments.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Like, I'd be excited to see it. The song itself, I'm kind of with you, Alex. Like, I can recognize that it's an older sound, but I love it. Even like when I notice a lot of people are falling off of Everglow, even like especially with their newest song, and I'm like, no, I still like it. I still
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
sound. I'm still eating it up. I think it was a little too on the money when it got towards the end with that festival, but I still appreciated it.
I
Like,
think you give them a pass because they're
yeah,
not a YG group, right?
right. You knew exactly like Gondo said like 21 inspired Soyeon. So yeah, I'm gonna give her a pass because I know that she works on all the music. This isn't just a company pass off. It's like
It's a passing of the torch.
it's what she wanted to do. So that makes it a little more personal.
Fair.
So it's really hard for me to, listen to the song objectively. I'm just having too much of a good time with this whole album. I've listened to it once, and I need to listen to it more. I'm just off of my music game right now. But I really enjoyed everything they're putting out on this album. I think they're filling a hole in my heart that, I don't know. It feels like the easy listening trend has left behind, where
Hmm.
I miss this sound. I miss, third gen K-pop or the late second gen, which I need to get into now. I'm realizing. Drop your 21 recommendations. Yeah, I'm excited
We should cover 21
for G
I feel,
Idol.
you know.
Generally excited for G Idol.
We have to do I that every time we cover like a group that is, obviously has influence from the past. I feel like we should probably do like an older group, like older K-pop group stream. I feel like that'd be pretty.
We've got a lot of
got a lot to pull
of them
from.
in queue.
we do. So we'll actually have to figure out a day when we're gonna rock that. But some comments. We got a lot of comments actually. Everybody was saying Crusoe said the song was a banger, which is pretty cool. A lot of people said Soyeon a mad genius and a shrewd businesswoman. I love that. Shout out to Gondo. Citizen says, love how it starts off with Soyeon belting like these crazy notes just to remind people that she can sing too. Also love the 21 coded version of this, song pretty much. Crusoe says the problem though is that when it's been every song for the last 5 comebacks, it doesn't come across as something being done on purpose. I honestly feel like that's often just some fans decide in order to justify otherwise, unless than stellar writing, especially when we know she can do better. But then
Is that in terms to wife?
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
in reference to wife or this? That makes more sense if you're referring to wife, I think.
it could be in reference to wife. Maybe I
Mm.
scrolled too far back. Okay. Crusoe says, I got scared when I heard some people comparing the second gen since I wasn't a big fan of that era, but really like the song. Yeah, everybody's basically saying that this is a crazy ass song, so we'd love to see it. Yeah, Crusoe said it was in terms of wife. Gondo says the whole album's great. I love that for past several albums, Minnie and Yuki each wrote a few songs in addition to Soyeon. Very cool.
Can verify the album is great. It is. I know we're only a month and 5 days into the new year, but it is my album of the year so far.
Wow. Okay.
That's all it takes.
Solid.
Well, there's not too much. There's not too many groups that have put out full albums.
Yeah.
Hey,
first,
but
first month, but
Hey.
we'll see how long it can carry. I mean, that being said, I'm not saying it's only album of the year because there's no competition. It's actually genuinely a really good album. It's probably going to carry for a couple months, I can assume.
There we go.
Just because every song, I have like a playlist where I try to catch up on like new K-pop songs and songs I come across, and I add it into like my very long growing K-pop playlist. I think it's like 800 something songs now. It's very, very extensive. It goes back to the beginning of me listening to K-pop.
Wow.
Usually like I'll like most title tracks I get in there, sometimes some B-sides. The whole G-Idle album is in there. I just took the whole album and I threw the whole album in the playlist. So
Wow.
that means it's good. That means I like it.
Yeah, that's some high praise. Well, you'll have
Yeah.
to let me know which one you're excited for me to check out when I
All of
give
them.
it a spin. Well, I know I'm gonna listen to all of it. I just meant like one out of all of the songs on the
I-
album.
Can we talk about the album itself called 2 with that artwork?
The artwork is rough, I will
Okay,
say.
you know, I will. If
That's
I can
bringing
give
it down a
one
couple.
critique. One critique.
Gotta keep
The
us
album
grounded,
artwork.
Therese.
We don't love the album artwork, and maybe on Spotify where like they just have the big album artwork plastered, they could get like a canvas or like something animated, because it would really help me get over that album cover.
It's not great, but I think maybe all of the budget for the music video
Went to
was taken from.
They forgot the
album.
budget. They forgot the budget in
for
artists.
album art.
Yeah.
Don't worry, G-Idol. I have Photoshop, so if you'd like me to edit it in some way, let me know. I'll take a crack at it. Crusoe just said I have a single K-pop playlist that includes every K-pop song I've liked since the beginning. It's gotten a bit long, so that's
How long?
how long though. Tell us how many
No,
songs.
I-
Let us know.
I'll be honest, I had a playlist like that, and I think I gave up after 1,600 songs.
Oh
And
my
that was
God.
last year. So I was like,
my
yeah,
God.
I'm not listening to this anymore. I need to just
Holy
tuck it away in the folders of my playlist.
Oh my god. All right, I don't have that many. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next one and move forward. Holy shit.
Yeah, we're
that's-
getting. Let's get into ITZY. I think I
ITZY.
might have gotten the right order, but I know I got the.
You got both the videos.
I think I got them in order. We'll see. Doesn't really matter. They're
Doesn't
on the
matter,
same
yeah.
release, anyways. So let's get started, Mr. Vampire.
Yeah, let's rock.
I don't know going into this, by the way. I know that Leah is absent for
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't
there's
know-
4 members, right?
maybe someone. If someone can confirm or verify, so Leah, as far as I know, was a part of the album, but I don't think she's a part of the filming or promotions. Is that right? So I don't know if we're expecting her in any of the videos, or if she has like vocal parts in any of the songs or anything. I haven't caught up on any of the ITZY stuff. I was sort of waiting for here, so I'm a little out of the loop.
Gonda says Leah's on hiatus for anxiety, missing the tour. I don't know if I think her voice is going to be on the songs, but I haven't heard them yet. So
All right, well,
I
let's
know
just
she
listen.
had I know she had a solo song at least, but yeah, I don't know about
Okay.
the
Mm.
recording.
Her voice is easy to pick out, so let's just
Yeah.
listen.
Okay. Let's jump into it.
아주 상쾌하게 번쩍 잠에 섞인 기분 기지개를 켜며 발을 내디뎌 난 찾은 걸까 true love 분명히 멋진 날이 될 것 같은 걸 이건 사랑일까 우린 영원히 영원할까 yeah 난 느낌이 와난 좀 뭔가 다른 듯해 하얗고 예쁜 티 점점 더 달콤해진 맘 새들처럼 뛰는 얼빛 Like me, like you, boom boom 여는 새콤 모조리 묻혀 있었어 땅속 깊숙이 에이, 하긴 사랑 그따위 피곤했어 너를 만날 때까진 어서 나를 깨물어봐 Mr. Vampire 하나하나 깨물어봐 Mr. Vampire We're always fading heaven 우린 너무 잘 어울려 Mr. Vampire 수줍은 그 face 용기 내 be brave 이대로 날 놓치면 미치게 후회한다 Don't you know you have a superpower 걱정 많아도 너와 함께 하고 싶어 oh, 내 맘을 읽어봐 simple 어렵지 않거든 oh, 나의 마음을 맞춰봐 이미 힌트는 뭐 충분한 것 같아 하얗고 예쁜 티 점점 더 달콤해진 my blood 새들처럼 뛰는 얼빛 Like me, like you, boom boom 연애 슬픈 모조리 묻혀 있었어 땅속 깊숙이 에이, 하긴 사랑 그따위 피곤했어 너를 만날 때까지 어서 나를 깨물어봐 Mr. Vampire 하나하나 깨물어봐 Mr. Vampire 그 위험이 fading heaven 우린 너무 잘 어울려 Mr. Vampire 같이 춤을 출까 창백한 피부가 햇살에 그을리도록 그립빛 눈부시도록 느껴봐 이 순간이 떨림 끌려 참을 수 없어 좀처럼 야야 입 맞춰 for the first time 우린 바보처럼 사랑밖에 몰라 연애 세포 노출돼 묻혀 있었어 땅속 깊숙이 하긴 사랑 그따위 피곤했어 너를 만날 때까지 너를 절대 놓치지 마 Mr. Vampire 사람들에게 물어봐 Mr. Vampire 그 위험이 dreaming heaven 내가 제일 어울려 넌 Mr. Vampire
All right. Mr. Vampire by ITZY.
Huh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
I gotta say, I'm really impressed with Ryujin in the song. Her vocals sound so good. It's so nice to hear her like singing a lot more.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I'm not sure if that is because of that absence of Leah or just what like the song calls for. But man, her voice sounds really good. And even like the rap section she had, which was a lot lighter than her typical delivery. Her typical delivery is a little more aggressive and like she has a deeper voice naturally. So
Yeah.
she uses that more. This was like a lot more airy and light. And I think that worked surprisingly well for her, which I don't think I would have associated with her in the past. So that was really cool. I also think Yeji's vocals here were also incredibly impressive. She's always been like a really strong vocalist in this group, obviously, but man, she just continues to impress me. And I think the composition of the instrumental was unique and it was really weird. It almost had like a jungly kind of trappy beat.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Yeah.
But it didn't distract too much from the rest of the song or the vocals, and I thought it was really complimentary. I think I usually don't like a song that uses the repeating sample motif so
The
much.
loop, yeah.
But this one I think worked really well for me. I didn't have any problems with it. It never really felt like it got too old. To any of you guys, would anyone agree with me that Ryujin gives off very similar? She reminds me a lot of Winter from aespa
Yeah.
in this video.
I could
Like
see- I could see
aesthetically, it's like
Yeah.
it's like the lip ring and like the hair with the pigtails and like the looks she was giving. Like aesthetically, she gave huge aespa Winter vibes, which I just thought was cool, but maybe worth pointing out.
Wouldn't disagree.
Yeah, overall, I'm pretty positive on this. I haven't heard any of their new stuff, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen with Leah's hiatus and everything. And obviously, she's very missed, and I think a very crucial part of this team. But
Sure.
you know, the four girls held it down. I'm into this.
Therese?
I love this. When I said I was a maximalist, this is what I wanted.
Wow. Oh, I was gonna say that's
If only they could have added one more sample. No, I'm kidding. This is perfect. This is the perfect amount. I do kind of wish, and this is just a preference, but I really kind of wish they let the piano play out, because I know they cut it off to keep the sample short in certain points. But I kind of wish that it was more like a live jazz session.
and they extended it, yeah.
Yeah. I think that would have been really nice to hear. I think their vocals were trying to trick you into thinking this is an easy listening song.
I was gonna say,
And
yeah, for sure.
I really appreciate that, because you do not get that from ITZY, like, ever.
Yeah.
And they did so well. I was gonna point out Yeji, because her rap verses, I was really feeling. I'm like, this is not what I usually come to Yeji for, but I'm here for it. Yeah, I think they all did really, really well. I especially liked Chaeryung on her lines. I don't usually hear her as prominently because Leah's so prominent.
Fair,
But
yeah.
I really enjoyed her part in this one. This is crazy. This is like typical ITZY crazy stuff, and I am all about it. If you ever hear their song like Swipe, if you ever
Oh,
hear
yeah.
their like Loco song, like this is in the same realm, and I'm digging it a lot. I remember listening to this album. I remember the other song I really liked was Escalator. And mostly because there's a little like ad lib they do. What was it? It was like we're going up. Bye.
I love that.
Yeah,
what was
that's
the one where they
Oh God.
what?
like wee for you
Oh
falling?
yeah.
Oh, Crusoe
Whee!
got it. Yeah, Crusoe said the same thing in chat.
Yeah. Oh, it's
my
really
God,
good.
That's great.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they're. I can't even place where they exist. They have their own little like
Special
air bubble in
yeah.
K-pop that I love that I want to protect forever.
special
big-
brand.
big-
Yeah.
Big thumbs up.
I think for me it's interesting. So on Spotify every once in a while I'll get like the K-pop mix where like it's whoever I'm listening to and they just smash a bunch of groups together, and both besides Born to Be, which I hadn't listened to, their previous album Ringo came up on like the playlist, and I was like, man, I haven't listened to ITZY in a little bit. Let me go. Like I was like, I'll listen to the song because I don't normally skip through any of this stuff that Spotify generates for me, but I was like, man, I really enjoyed Ringo. I forgot how much I liked it, and so I went back and listened to it pretty recently, and this is like completely different from what I remember us doing ITZY on, and obviously Ringo as well. So this kind of comes as a shock to me. Definitely, it definitely feels like a Trojan horse for like easy listening. It's like the verses are very like smooth and like it's interesting, and then the way that they kind of switch it up with like more of a drop, like obviously not as drastic as G-Idle, but I think there is a contrast to it, and so I do like that a lot. I think it makes me just more curious to hear what the rest of Born to Be is going to sound like, because I really enjoyed this a lot. It was really vibey. I think like what Alex said about the loop, I think that really kind of comes into spots on the song where you're like, this is great, I want to hear it, and then also takes the back seat and allows like all of them to equally have their voice. So I think it flows super well with what styling they're going for. Obviously, I would have loved to hear Leah on these songs. Certainly, I feel like a lot of people would probably want that as well too. But I would say that their crew of 4 right now is doing really well. I am curious of whether or not she was on this newest album. I think we didn't get any clarification on it, so maybe she wasn't. But yeah, I think this is interesting. I'm curious what the rest of the album is going to sound like. I think that's really what I've noticed. But if it's going to sound anything like Mr. Vampire, I think this is going to be up there for me. I'm going to be moving up the tier list.
I didn't hear her on this track, so yeah, only
I don't
her
think
solo
so.
Yeah, I
song.
didn't either.
First time chatter, Miso Marvin says only her solo song, I believe. So thank you for letting us know. Thank you for joining us too as well. But we're gonna get into the next one, guys. It's another ITZY song. This one is the title track, Born to Be. So let's give it a listen. Okay.
Come on, I'm on it. Born to be, born to be, born to be. Oh. Brand new fire. 이젠 내 시간이야. Let me turn the tide. Move. Ice blue, silver. I'm shining like a star. Go boom, go boom. Sit down, enjoy the show 'cause it's about to go down. Tracing 한계를 넘어 now I'm running it. 딱 봐도 yeah I'm the realest. 절대 없어 이건 nothing missing. Yeah yeah. 모든 시선들이 나를 향해. 잡든 감각들이 깨어나 approve it. Don't need your permission. Every step I take is in victory lane. Yeah. I'm about to let this whole crowd go in. Pressure like 한 번도 느껴본 적 없나. Can you feel my love become now? Yeah, let's turn it up now. Born to be, born to be, born to be. Oh, oh. Born to be, born to be, wild and free. Oh, oh. 누가 뭐라 해도 I'ma say it loud. 난 내 방식대로 always hit it harder. 자신 있게 이제 nothing's going wrong. Don't compare. 다른 것들 just don't care. 내 맘대로 bouncy bouncy turn it up. Got that winning pace I'm going up. Going up. 모든 시선들이 나를 향해. 잠든 감각들이 깨어나 prove it. Can you see what I become now? Yeah, let's turn it up now. Born to be, born to be, born to be, born to be, born to be wide and free. 누가 뭐라 해도 I'ma say it loud. 내 방식대로 always hit it harder. Born to be wild and free. 누가 뭐라 해도, 누가 뭐라 해도, 누가 뭐라 해도 I'ma stay, 누가 뭐라 해도, 누가 뭐라 해도, born to be, born to be. 누가 뭐라 해도 I'ma say it loud. 내 방식대로 always hit it hard. Born to be, born to be wild and free.
The fuck? That's crazy. Oh my god. All right.
Oh my god.
It was Born to Be by ITZY. Holy shit. It really popped
Between
off.
between this and Super Lady, what year are we in?
Dude.
What year is it?
We've
What year
entered
is
the
it?
year of unlimited money in K-pop.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean the budget
The budget is
is
wild
crazy,
on this.
but
Yeah.
I look, the last thing I was expecting from ITZY was like a similar era, like late second gen, early third gen,
This is
like
gonna be your year.
dubstep based. It's like a dubstep. It's like a dubstep song,
Pretty much, yeah.
like dubstep trap. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's really odd. I really liked where it was going, and the chorus hit, and then that was like the first clue that it was like, oh, it's like dubstep. Interesting. Not what I was expecting to hear in 2024, and it just took me back for a second. I was like, oh, odd. And then it grew on me a lot. Like over the course of the song, it really grew on me. Or I think it's fun. I think that this is something that if ITZY had done 2 years ago, I think wouldn't have worked for them. But
Fair.
like ITZY now, you know, they got their time in. This is a very confident song. This is a very, like, you know, from what I caught from the lyrics, like confident, empowering song. The sound helps with that
Yeah,
motif.
For sure. Yeah.
The video helps with that motif. I think this is like a good package for where ITZY's at right now, because I think it's definitely subverting expectations quite a bit. It's something new for them, but I also think that like it didn't feel off. You know what I mean? Like I think Ryujin's rap verse worked so well for this. Like she did the opposite of what she did in the previous song. She had like a hard,
Yeah.
heavy, low tone rap verse in this. She sang in this as well, but with her more like natural lower tone, which I thought was really nice. And everybody else did great. I mean, the vocals from everyone were just on point in a song that, you know, you could argue doesn't need good vocals
Sure.
for what it's trying to
Yeah.
do. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I agree with you.
So this is probably one that'll probably take me a couple more listens to like. I think in the right context, this is like a really high up song for me. But it's not the kind of song that it's not probably what's on my normal like doing house chores
A daily
K-pop
listen.
playlist.
Yeah.
But I think like, you know, I don't know, like party playlist or
Sure. Yeah.
working out or something. Like this is, it fits great where this kind of music fits. I think
It's a hype song.
this is going right next to Super Lady in my workout playlist.
Smart.
I didn't Oh,
Therese?
if you wanted to go.
No, Therese, go. Go ahead, shoot.
I didn't get a lot of the like second, third gen sound that you might have been hinting at, probably because I haven't listened to the music that you might be thinking of. I definitely got all the dubstep. It was a little jarring, and I really like ITZY, and I really like this song. But something about that dubstep is like, I don't think I want to listen to this often. Maybe because like I had my era of dubstep, so I don't need to go back to the womp womps. I just I'm happy. I'm happy with more typical instrumentation.
There was
You-
like a little bit of an era when like Skrillex was popping off,
Yeah.
where it kind of like bled into K-pop, especially when you have like
Oh,
Hate by
okay.
4 Minute when they did that collab, and that was basically just like a trap dubstep song. It had like it had its run.
Yeah. I'm not feeling the genre it ended up in, but I do like the song generally. Like I enjoy the dips it takes in that chorus, and I enjoy all of the members' parts. It's definitely not like a repeatable song for me. I think I'd hear it once and then like move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing, and probably not come back to it for another week. But that's just me. I'm still gonna listen to their album. I'm still gonna follow them and listen to all their other songs for sure.
Sure. Yeah. I think for me, I'm kind of neutral. I think I'm kind of in the camp that there's definitely things that I enjoyed about the song, but I also think it's also probably not my cup of tea as well either. Mr. Vampire was definitely. I think if you, I don't know which proceeded, what's the chicken or the egg on this one, which one came out first, but I think it would be interesting to know, like, because again, I think what we've noticed here, at least for this stream, is how like each single you can have can be so varied in that way. So I think again, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but this would be interesting to listen to from front to back because again, you have more of the like dubstep, kind of like more electronic focused stuff, and then you have Mr. Vampire, which is like a little bit more closer to like the newer sound that K-pop is hinting at right now, or has been a part of for quite a bit. So it's been interesting to have something like this that obviously I'm not familiar with second gen or early third gen K-pop, but I think it's interesting to kind of have that sort of resurgence of sound, and I do think it's interesting that maybe, I don't know if they're in a musical shift in that way of like more music is going to be tailored in this sort of styling or not, but I'd be curious to see if in a couple years, if that winds up being like maybe a minor trend or something like that, where groups do tend to kind of do this more like out there sort of sound, because you have bands like New Jeans, you have La Seraphim, you have groups that are doing more of that newer sound. So I think for me as a newer fan, it's a little bit jarring, just in that aspect, but I kind of liked the verses were really, really cool. I thought the bridge was really the part that stuck out to me the most, so I enjoyed that. And then the way that they kind of switched the rhythm up in that last chorus section was really interesting. Like the way that they kind of like brought the beat in at more of like a faster pace tempo, and then kind of like toned it back and then brought it in a little bit more and then kind of took it out. I thought that was very interesting, and I think it shifted the song in a really unique way. But I kind of couldn't get over like the choreography of this music video. I feel like that was like pretty crazy. I liked it. It was like a lot of I guess really succinct dance moves. It was very impressive. So that was kind of something that was just like vocally what I was looking at, but I think musically it was something that, again, I probably will have to give some more listens to. And very similarly to Therese, I will definitely be giving this album a listen. I'm curious to see how varied and how wide variety they're going to be going with this new material. But
Well, on what you said, something that I like about, I think that makes me like songs that kind of like go hard like this, these
Mhm.
songs that are more EDM focused, is a lot of the times you get really good choreography with them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like you definitely get a lot of like the big moves, like the larger gestures, the stuff that looks really flashy.
yeah.
A lot of times you're getting with like these harder songs, think like Stray Kids and Ateez, Everglow type music, where their choreo is usually so out there and so like impressive looking, just because of the energy that they bring to an energetic song. So yeah, I definitely agree. The choreo here is very cool.
I also feel like it makes you more invested in watching the music video because you already know you're gonna
Mhm.
be like, the song's intense, the choreo's intense. Like, that's great. And obviously, as someone I've been listening to a lot of ATs at the gym, so I feel like for me, this is kind of my. Maybe I'll have to give this ITZY album some more love. I'm very excited, but
Yeah, we got another one. We had
we have
couple-
3. Okay.
Yeah, we got one more from the album, and just a couple comments before we go.
Yeah.
Shoop said that went hard. Gondo enjoys the song, and Shoop said they also agree they heard a little bit of 4-minute in the sound.
There
Cool.
we go. Love to see it. Well, this next one, I think the last one of the 3, right, Alex? This is an Untouchable.
That's right.
All right, let's give it a listen.
Uh-huh. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 날 또 건드려 눈앞을 가려보지만 내 발걸음 앞에 You're gonna know, you are gonna know. 내가 뭘 하든지 now you just keep your eyes on me. 난 못 건드려, 절대 못 건드려. 어디 날 한번 지켜봐. 이미 난 몰아쳐, I'm on fire. 나를 막는 건 누구든 내겐 아무런 의미 없을 뿐이야. Why not? 난 자신 있어 뭐든 Show what I have. 날 알수록 놀라워. 멈출 생각 따윈 없거든. Here we go now. I'm untouchable. 막아서지 못해 시작됐어. 지금 flow대로 Just going on and on. Mess it up now. 쉽게 나가 어떤 것도 I don't care about. I'm untouchable. 깨지지 않는 for Bam 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 body. 막을 수 없어 nobody. Bam 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 body. Nothing can stop me, no nobody. 나만이 내 vision. 끝나지 않을 mission. 두려울 게 없다고. Yeah, I gotta go. Baby, keep your eyes on me. 뒤로 따윈 안 봐 난. 끌린 대로 가 만족할 때까지. 항상 내가 원한 길로. You know I'm not scared. 이미 난 몰아쳐. I'm on fire. 나를 막는 건 누구든 내겐 아무런 의미 없을 뿐이야. Why not? 난 자신 있어 뭐든 Show what I have. 날 알수록 놀라워. 멈출 생각 따윈 없거든. Hey, I'm untouchable. 막아서지 못해 시작됐어. 지금 flow대로 Just going on and on. Mess it up now. 쉽게 나가 어떤 것도 I don't care about. I'm untouchable. 깨지지 않는 for Bam 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 body. 막을 수 없어 nobody. Bam 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 body. Nothing can stop me, no nobody. 더 크게 샤리라 겁날 게 없잖아. 원해요 그대로 take it. Bam 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 body. Nothing can stop me, no no nobody. Hey, nobody. No one can stop me. 한계 없이 run. Here we go now. I'm untouchable. 막아서지 못해 시작됐어. 나의 flow대로 Just going on and on. Mess it up now. 쉽게 나가 순 없어. I don't care about. I'm untouchable. 꺾이지 않는 for Bum 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 body. 막을 수 없어 nobody. Bum 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 body. Nothing can stop me, no nobody. Bum 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 body. 막을 수 없어 nobody. Bum 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 body. Nothing can stop me, no nobody.
All right, guys, that was Untouchable by ITZY. What an insane music video again.
Huh.
Yeah.
They just
Anyone
looked at
wanna
him,
take
blew
it?
up. I guess I'll start. I'm talking here, but that I gotta give again a shout out to their music video. Whoever's doing their like VFX stuff is like shout outs to them because it's insane.
The JYP edits are no joke.
Seriously, oh my god, yeah, that's especially that shot where they're like spinning around and everything's like exploded and they're still doing like this dance choreo. That must have taken so much time to just render. But again, that's my editing nerd speak, so I'm gonna calm that down. But I think for the song itself, I really enjoyed this one a lot. I think this one was probably my favorite of the three. I love the like, it almost feels like they like filtered like a metal or like a rock sort of guitar track, which I thought was really interesting. The way they kind of like brought it in and out of the song was interesting.
It sounds like MIDI guitar.
It definitely is probably MIDI guitar, but like the way that they kind of set it up was really interesting, and how it kind of adds this sort of like aggressiveness to the track. I think it's really nice. Contrasted by like these real like more major key kind of like vocal lines. So I thought like the way that they kind of interweaved a lot of the different like stylings that I think we heard from, you know, Mr. Vampire, as well as Born to Be. I feel like it was kind of a good contrast of both of those songs, where I think like more of the electronic, more like dubstep-y kind of vibes of that song are in this, but also kind of the more naturalistic approach in terms of like the instrumentation, maybe a little bit closer aligned to like Mr. Vampire. But yeah, the song itself was it was great. I think this is one that I was really vibing out to, and just really enjoyed thoroughly. And then I'm curious again to hear what else is to be expected in this album. So, but yeah, this was great single. I love this one a lot. This was great.
I'm getting confused in my head.
It is very confusing, though, I will say.
More so because I really like the Everglow song Untouchable. And they're a little bit similar, just the smallest amount similar, that when the chorus comes in, I'm kind of singing the Everglow song. Like, this was off of their album where they did La Di Da. So it was definitely a different, like,
different
it was
vibe.
done in a different era, where they were doing more like the disco synthwave sound. But they start with the same instrument, and it's almost, I don't think I can unhear it because I listen to the Everglow Untouchable song so much. I'm trying so hard to like filter my mind to just the ITZY song. I did really like the yeah. So before hearing this, I had Everglow's Untouchable in my head. Yeah. See, Gondo's with me, but
Gondo's got you, yeah.
I think this is still very much an ITZY song. I don't think it's an Everglow song. I don't think it's like, yeah. I did particularly like in the chorus when they do the bum 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 buddy bum bum bum. Yeah, I like that part a lot. But for the most part, I am still thinking about the Everglow song. It hasn't erased that song from my head. So
that's fair. Yeah.
Not my favorite B-side, but still a solid ITZY song. If that makes sense.
Respect. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Alex, what's your take?
This is my favorite of the ITZY songs we've heard tonight for sure.
Ooh, okay.
Which is interesting. I think I should have liked the title track more, but yeah, I guess I didn't. I didn't make the comparison. I am now hearing the Everglow song in my head.
Oh no!
but I didn't make that comparison initially, and I don't think it'll really like interfere or bother me.
Fair.
I definitely see similarities, but it doesn't really feel like a 1-to-1 to me.
Right.
That being said, yeah, I don't really have anything to complain about with this song. I thought the choreo was really fun. They have more of that like intricate like hand movement, kind of
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
I don't know particularly what they're doing, whether it's like whacking or voguing or like any of that. I'm not super familiar enough to decode that, but whatever they're doing, it was really fun. There's a lot of just fun looking choreo in it. I really loved, Brandon already pointed it out, that like MIDI style sort of like edited in guitar that comes in. I thought it was really normally I don't like that sound, that the sound of like the really processed it's in and it's out guitar.
Sure,
And, you know, it
yeah.
doesn't really have like, it doesn't really have any ring, it doesn't have any reverb, doesn't have any like proper real guitar
traits. Yeah,
tones
traits.
to it.
Yeah.
It just sounds like what if you put like a keyboard on guitar tone and hit a chord, that's what you would get. But I think in some situations that works. And for a song like this, where it's kind of like a deep house, kind of like poppy song, I think that kind of guitar tone works pretty uniformly with like the rest of the beat. I thought it was an interesting choice that worked out. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add. I think it's pretty solid. I think again, vocals stood out really well. I think I couldn't tell exactly who was doing some really great high notes. Chaeryeong was on screen when the high notes were going on, but it was just like a shot of her face. So I don't know if that means it was her singing or if it was Yeji. I know it had to be one of them. Whoever was doing those high notes towards the end, really, really solid vocals. But,
I'm having a because usually Yeji's my bias, but I'm having a Ryujin bias wrecker moment with this comeback for sure.
okay.
That's fair.
For me, this is like it's always been Ryujin for me, since I don't know, like 3 or 4 comebacks ago. I started off as a Yeji bias for quite a while, and then I had a long story short, I bought one ITZY album like 2 years ago, and just so happened buying one album, I won a fan call with Ryujin.
Oh yeah, you did. You told me this. Yeah. You
Yeah.
told me this. Yeah, this
That
is why.
happens?
This, yeah.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
real. I have a personalized signed album from Ryujin. She got to meet my cat over
Yeah, I
video
remember
call.
this. I remember this. This was like when I first moved in. I think it was like not much longer.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
that's a story. That's a story for another day.
That's a
But
good one.
but after having a fan call with Ryujin, she is just my obligatory, my number one bias
Has
forever.
to be.
So
Yeah, has to.
Forever. Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. Don't let your buy one album, everyone. You might just win a fan call.
Did you have to buy it through like a Korean shipping?
It was
whatever?
like no, it was like Hello 82 or something. Like one of those like companies, like US companies that does like fan call events.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they had individual member albums. I think I bought one Ryujin album and one Yeji album because they were like my 2 kind of biases at that point. I was like,
Why not?
we'll click the box to enter. Why not? We're not losing anything.
Look at
So
you. You
yeah,
did
very
it.
cool. I got a whole 90 seconds with Ryujin.
There you go.
Crazy.
That felt like
That's my
a
story.
lifetime.
Miso and Marvin clarified in the chat. Thank you very much. The high notes were Chaeryeong
Nice.
at the end, which
Love to
is
see it.
awesome. She's got a solid voice. That I feel. Who did I make the comment about?
Underrated.
Who did I make that comment about in GL? Soyeon being underrated.
No.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is,
you said Soyeon. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, the same thing I'm trying to say is I'm glad she got some high note love here, because I know that a lot of times Leah and Yeji will get those
Crushing it.
vocal moments to shine. So shout out to Chaeryeong. Definitely guitar VST. Shoop says. It said there's interesting scales going on in the verse, vocal melodies. Gonna have to give this one some music nerd replays to pick apart.
Hey,
Yeah, that's the tough part about like doing these like
One
listen
shots.
throughs
yeah.
once is because like a lot of times I get really analytical about production and I like being a little bit of a music nerd sometimes, but
Same.
it's really hard like when you're
On the fly.
experiencing the video with the lyrics and the music and trying to get it all in one listen. I'm definitely with you. Need some re-listens for sure.
Yeah, well, I feel like
Um,
I feel like we come back to him though. Normally, you know, like we'll talk about him in another video if they really stick
Yeah.
around. You know.
Oh, cool. We are done with ITZY then for now.
There we go.
We can move on to one I'm really excited for
Baby
personally.
Monster.
This is BABYMONSTER's official debut.
Oh,
With Stuck in
wait.
the Middle.
What happened before?
Oh.
It was pre-debut.
Right.
I think. Wait, I think. Am I crazy? Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, are they? Is it?
I'm
That wasn't the
pretty-
debut.
Yeah, that's what we're.
Hold-
Yeah.
All right, I could be wrong. Someone please correct me. I'm pretty sure this is the official debut.
Or maybe it was the debut, but then they took it back and they were like, no, that was just pre-debut. Pre-debut. Whatever.
Batter Up
Season-
was the
Batter Up
debut?
debut.
Oh my god. Okay. All right, I'm crazy.
Well,
No,
the
it's
only
been a
reason-
confusing,
It's been a bit.
debut.
Yeah, the only reason I'm confused before anyone gets mad at me is because Batter Up, they were short Ion, but they said she was still going to be in the group, and they were debuting or putting out that track without her, and they like didn't give any information, and then they did not promote the song at all. They didn't go on like any music shows or anything. There was no like normally, especially on debut, you do like the rounds. You go to as many music shows as possible, and like they're a YG
Sure.
group. They're gonna do well. They should have just been doing these shows, but it was like crickets. Really weird.
Yeah.
So I guess I confused that for maybe being like pre-debut activity or something.
Oh, interesting.
They're still short Ion on this, but she's coming back after. Okay.
And then they say they're gonna
Interesting. Well-
re-record it. Gondo says so. That's interesting.
Okay. All right. That's good to know. I'm glad she's coming back.
I don't know what's going on with this girl.
Yeah, it
I
feels
I'm
also
a
losing
little
interest
bit-
fast.
It feels a little
Actually-
odd. I sort of wish that, like, if Ion's ready to come back now and they just debuted, like, 2
Just
months
let her
ago,
back.
whenever that was. No, I wish they just
Oh.
waited.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
In my opinion, I think they should have just, like, delayed. I mean, they've been delaying it forever in YG
Yeah.
fashion, but I really wish they had. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's fair to say. Maybe they didn't know she was going to be ready or anything, but it feels like a sloppy debut because of everything going on with the promotion cycle and the member being gone. And it doesn't really help me regain trust in YG, which is a huge issue for anyone who's like a fan of YG's groups.
Yeah.
That's fair. But
Yeah,
everyone's
Gondo said they don't know how you can debut a group and not send them on music shows. So said they've been a little bit of a mess. YG does some weird stuff. Just YG
True.
things makes you sad because I love these girls. Yeah, me too. And I watched their whole debut show, competition show, rooting for all of them, and I was very happy with the outcome for all of them to make this group. So it was really unfortunate to see the stuff like they were having such an odd debut and the stuff going with Ion, because I think she is as they all are, but her is a very crucial member of this group. She brings a lot to the group, I think. So, you know, I don't want to get us off to too much of a negative note here. So I'm hoping they, you know, surprise us, bring it back, get Ion back in, re-record the stuff, promote some music shows, get it rolling.
yeah, get them off to the races.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Well, either way,
Yeah, let's do it.
let's get it. Stuck in the Middle, BABYMONSTER. I have some thoughts, so I think I'll rock first, if you don't mind.
Sure.
This, I feel like she pretty much landed it 100%. It felt like a Disney track. Like it has it kind of gave me that sort of, I guess, motif. I won't say 100% it's a Disney song, but that was kind of the vibes that I got a little bit. But I think this is very minimalistic. I mean, obviously it's a pretty bare bones track. It's just vocals, piano, and like some nice, like some nice chimes, stuff like that. I think since I every time you guys in chat have been posting like the batter up, now I'm like starting to remember what Baby Monster sounds like. So I think for me this would be quite a different song to listen to, and probably not what I would have typically expected from a group like this, just considering how energetic batter up is. But I love variation, and I think that to me this is a song where they get to utilize like not only their vocal capabilities, but like I think structurally how all of them fit well together. And I think there was some really cool like melodies, harmonies. I love the fact that whoever was doing like some of the main vocal lines had like somebody doing some like ad libs and sort of like nice like some nice like musical ad libs in the background. So I thought that was very nice as well. I did appreciate that I think this song was pretty much in English, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty interesting
Was
as
all
well.
in English.
Which was pretty interesting, very cool as well. But yeah, I think to me this was very interesting. Like I said, I wouldn't have expected this from Baby Monster, but I think is to me a very solid song. But like I said, I don't think I could understand why people might not have liked it because they were expecting more of an energetic track from them. But I think this is a good showing off of their vocal talents and skills, I would argue.
Okay. I half agree with you, and I half have a lot of critiques.
That's fine. Go ahead.
That's
why we do
this. This is their second song.
Mm,
Why are we doing a full-on ballad as our second song?
that's true. Okay, fair. Yeah.
That's not, as far as I'm concerned, that's not what this group's identity is going to be. They're not going to be the ballad, slow song group. They put out, one hard-hitting song. They can show off their vocals without putting out a piano ballad song.
I don't disagree.
So to me, if you're saying like, if people are saying, oh, this was to show off their vocals, well, that feels like a little bit of like sure, it might show off their vocals very well, but there's other ways to do it that I think fit the group better.
I don't disagree
And
with
you
that.
could have put the ballad in the back pocket to release with like the first mini album or with another song or something. I don't really think this does anything for them. Especially like if you want to release a ballad that is like supposed to be a heartfelt song showing off the vocals, you don't even have all your members. Like if you
that's true.
I don't know. Something about it feels like a missed. It feels like a miss to me. That's not to take anything away from the girls themselves or the vocals, because it's obviously it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
The piano is the vocals are very nice. I cannot put all their names to faces to pick out specific members that I enjoyed their vocals from, but it was really good. I mean, even like the rap section, the little like rap section we got, I thought was like tasteful and it fit. I just think the song choice, I just think this wasn't the right song to release right now with where they're at.
I don't disagree with you. I'm saying I enjoyed the song. Like if I was just to listen to the song, I think I enjoy it. But I'm not saying like I don't feel like if it just based off of batter up, I feel like that doesn't really fit their it doesn't fit their motif. You know what I mean? Like I understand that, but I think objectively, I think it's a good. I like it, but it's not because I don't really have a horse in the race in terms of like Baby Monster. I'm not like a stan or anything, but I think objectively the song is good. But I feel like in the course of what I feel like Baby Monster will do, it's probably not the best song to release as a second single.
Yeah,
out the gate.
Like for me, I consider myself a Baby Monster fan. I really want to be a big fan of their stuff because I'm invested from watching the show. I think
yeah.
they're all incredibly talented, and I think there's a lot of potential. I just cannot say I'm happy with what their management and YG has been doing so far. I think there's a lot of bad choices being made.
Sure.
I
don't
don't disagree with that. I hear both of you. I totally get it. But I will also point out another girl group that had a crazy first debut and then immediately followed up with a ballad in February. And that is aespa.
That is, yeah, aespa.
They did the exact same thing. So I want to remind you two that it is still winter, and winter is the time of ballads, and we all just have to be okay with it. Every single K-pop
Hey,
group
I
does a
love a
ballad
ballad.
at some point. I think this was a very well written one. I think it was beautifully composed. I don't hear a lot of Disney in it, other than at the beginning when there was that little talking that made me cringe so hard. Like I don't.
The ending
that's-
too. The ending gave
Oh,
me very.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super cringe. But outside of that, I think the piano was beautiful. I think the girls sang beautifully. This was a really easy video to pick out a bias in. Whoever that side braid girl was, I'm gonna be paying attention to her now. Like, I'm kind of with you, Alex, or Brandon. Whoever said they had like no stocks in Baby Monster right now.
Me.
That's where I am.
That's me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like I liked Batter Up, not gonna lie. I liked Money by Lisa, so I'd like the follow-up song. But I really think this is a good, like, it's a solid song alone. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to the Baby Monster portion yet. I think I'm just like, decent winter song, decent piano riffs. There was a key change.
Yeah,
we got it all. We got it all. That's all. Yeah, I like this song quite a bit. I think out of everything I've heard from everyone else, I might like Baby Monster the most. Just based on the songs. Not just like, I don't know the members yet. I don't know anything
Fair.
about them.
Okay.
But I like the songs the most out of other people that have heard the songs.
Wow.
Probably because I go in with zero expectation.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Same.
didn't like Batter Up. I really liked Batter Up.
I also enjoy Batter Up.
And I like this song too. I don't want to like get it. I don't want anyone to get it twisted. I don't dislike this song.
I like it more.
I also like it
You know
more.
what? I'm not gonna argue. You definitely like it more.
Yeah, Therese loves it. Song of
Worth
the
pointing
year.
out, I am seeing this as a pre-release single.
Okay.
Okay.
So it'll be in the album, but not. This isn't its own thing.
Yeah.
Which is also interesting to have your ballad be your pre-release single.
That
Very
is interesting. Yeah, that's pretty ballsy.
These are all
doing-
very interesting choices.
Yes, all very.
YG interesting? What do you mean?
No, I do agree. I do agree with Alex's concessions. I mean, again, I'll double down and say I have no horse in this race because I didn't watch the show, so like I don't have the investment. So I understand that like if you watch the show and this is like the second single you get released, I feel like you would be salty about this being the next song on the docket, but.
Everyone's just excited to stand them, you know?
Sure.
We're waiting for the moment.
We're waiting for the
we
moment
can't
where
even
we
go to
all-
the music shows.
We all pop off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. I respect
And
that.
I went back to double check just to give full credit. The member that showed like the most interesting vocals for this one for me was Asa. She had like a really beautiful part, I think, of the second verse. She was the one. She's got like black hair and like a pink dress.
Oh.
I'm at 140 if you're looking for it.
I got you.
Yeah, her vocals really stuck out to me in this. So
Okay.
yeah, shout out.
Shout out to Asa. We'd love to see it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get all of your concessions for sure. I feel like if I was watching the show and this was a ride or die situation for me, like, I wouldn't be too pumped about this song being the song, but I mean, hopefully
it's tough because like for me, it's like girls and Baby Monster, you're doing great. You're like everything they're being thrown at them, they're doing a fantastic job.
Doing it with grace. Yeah,
I just
gotcha.
wish YG was throwing them different things.
That's also
So
fair.
my frustration has nothing to do with the members themselves, really. Just you know.
Some comments here. Gondo says, I was doubting that we would get a YG outro with this one, but who knows? I guess we didn't get a YG outro on that one.
We got a key change. That
got a
was
key
the
change.
festival we needed.
Hey, yeah, that was the fest. That's the true fest. Shoop says, I'm not huge on this kind of ballad, but their voices sound real good. Gondo says, I didn't expect an all English ballad for their second song after Batter Up, but I don't hate it. Pretty much everybody's kind of like, I love the beltier R&B stuff. You know, everybody's basically in agreement with, I think arguably all of us have said where, you know,
Well, no,
hey, it's a ballad
Shoop
song.
was saying, I think Shoop was saying what I was sort of getting at, which was that they would rather them do like belty R&B to show off their voices instead of this.
Oh,
yeah, I'm 100% on that. I would rather have them done like I don't know, like
an
Red
R&B
Velvet
vibe.
Psycho kind of thing.
Yeah. I got you. I kind of got a
Then-
little Red Velvet vibe on this too as well. So, which is not bad.
Mm-hmm. I don't hear the
well,
Red Velvet.
I mean, maybe
Yeah,
like the
not
no?
not for me.
I don't know, a little bit, not a ton. Shoop did say, I think this live performance would go crazy though. Also parts were really nice. Farita went crazy with the ad libs. That's okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Shoop. That's who I was trying to figure out who was doing that. And then Gano says, yeah, it gives me some Velvet instead of Espa Forever. Or instead of, yeah. Okay, I read that right.
Give me some Velvet instead of Forever.
Oh, okay. I can't read.
Yeah.
Can't read tonight, guys. Illiterate tonight. Baby Monster made me illiterate.
All right. Speaking of illiterate,
Young Posse.
Oh,
Let's go.
I don't know why I said that. I was trying to
Okay, that was
transition.
fucked up. But either way, it doesn't matter. We're gonna go on to the next track. It's
Speaking
Young
of-
Posse.
I'm all in on this.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a Young Posse stan. We're gonna see them at Head in the Clouds.
This is
I'm
how-
so excited.
yeah, this is how you would debut a group immediately with fandom.
I'm
Notes. YG, take notes.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
before we start the song, I have listened to the EP so many times, and I love it. So
It's
it's
good.
so good. I am not ashamed to admit it. It's so that song, Macaroni and Cheese, just gets better and better, man.
Dude, there are very few K-pop songs on my like actual gym playlist, but Posse Up is on there. I
Posse
get
up.
so hyped when
Oh,
it
you
comes
get
on.
hyped. Yeah, that's so
Um,
good.
So something worth noting here is that like they were teasing this like
They were, yeah. on Insta.
collab for quite a while, and people the main guesses were the guys from Card, BM and JSF. Those were the main guesses people were
Interesting.
speculating because they're from the same company, and BM has done a lot of features. I think they may have even done like a TikTok dance challenge or something together.
Oh yeah.
So it was definitely plausible. But what's interesting to me is that Young Posse is marketed as not really as much of a K-pop group as they are like a K-hip hop like rap group, sort of. Like they're really an odd mix of both.
A
Like
gray
they're
area.
doing the whole like K-pop system, K-pop fandom thing, but really their music, they're handled like a rap group.
Everyone is actually just X-pop.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
know.
it's really interesting. So I think it's cool that the features they have on this are like real rappers. Like
Oh,
not to
that's dope.
take away from any like K-pop rappers, but these are not K-pop rappers. These are like
K-pop rappers
rapper
are their
rappers.
own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, K-pop rappers. It's just a different.
Different vibe.
It's just different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are like actual rappers. So this is really cool to see them working with people that aren't really like what I would say are like clout features or like publicity features.
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Not
That's my
Gondo crushed in said hip hop rappers, not idol rappers. So
yes,
That's
yes,
felt.
yes.
all right, well let's get into it. Young Posse, baby.
Young Posse. No more quantity volley. Plugging, kicking, AKYC.
DJ, NSW Yoon,
Never stop, yo.
Token, yeah. And last but not least, Young Posse. We're going up.
No more quantity volley. 갱처럼 썼던 Miscon Barbie. 빅집 떨어뜨려 farmy. 버들이 날 평균이 거의 16. 너무 램 대신 다 카시. Plugging, kicking, AKYC. Young more spicy. 우리 때문에 넣어줘. Posse. Yeah, okay. 빨간 머리 yellow cat. 벌써부터 빼곡해. 높게 멋진 so 씩씩은 익숙해. My system 시스템도 different shit. 제다 비슷한 시스템 위로 바보들의 희생. This form of no siscon. Posse never stop it, yeah. Posse 계속 drop it, yeah. Posse sell it 밖에 못 먹어도 rap is good honey, yeah. Posse 쓰는 먹은 다음에 먹어. 밤새 링고 안에 초코 파페 애플 캔에 크림에 라면 empty party, yeah.
Young Posse here, grinding 전 오프다게 위. What it is back, 그래서 아직 얘기돼. Macaroni and cheese, yeah. A diamond a dream, yeah. 가진 것 없이도 찾았지 나는 황금의 비유, yeah. 꺾이지 않은 마음이 있다면 나의 시간은 와. Posse keep doing what you do, 주위는 게이지 말고 겪고. 한진동 위연정지 않아 정선, yeah. I see the future, Posse going up 눈에서는, yeah.
빅집 떨어뜨려 farmy. 버들이 날 평균이 거의 16. 벌써부터 빼곡해. 높게 멋진 so 씩씩은 익숙. Plugging, kicking, AKYC. Young more spicy. 우리 때문에 넣어줘. Locked and loaded. 핑크색은 리그 rainbow. 정부에서 fire rainbow. 맞고 나면 나게 돼 있어. You gon' love it. Oh, you feeling this vibe. 다시 다르게 양 right. 다시 다르다 high.
Okay, let's go. We kept the ear. Shawty, I'm having my way. No more quantity five. Let's go, put the post and flop. Red, 내 나의 평균은 난 몰라, but feel like I'm top. Come on, fuck up, feel it. See me, I'm jello, we count. Yo, Posse. How can I stop? 괜찮아, my style automatic. Go, 넌 같이 달려. I'm rapping it first. 계속 퍼져 like virus. 못해 거치 넌 장소. 손이 눈보다 빨라. 준비한 다시 멀리 나가 있어.
배운 지딱 두 달 가사 쓰기 참 어렵구나. 80억의 인구가 살고 있다는 지구만. 너무 크네 우주가 난 그냥 작은 먼지일 뿐이야. 먼지 같은 내가 배우는 어로 랩하면 너는 들어줄까? Oh yeah, you wanna hear. 생각이 많아서 머리에 밀. 집 가고 싶다 생각과 꿈에 대한 집착이 머릿속에 승층질. It's feel like inside out. 빠르게 같이 rewrite out. 먼지 많은 나라도 내게 주어진 것이 많아. Watch out.
I'm an SL but a hard emoji. She might block your number like a starting goalie. Keep my hood on, I move like a target on me. Told her I've been looking for a second place and I am not referring to that silver trophy. Got the shortest temper, you can feel it on me. Got a lovely mama, got the realest homies. Got a lot, I mean I'm blessed. Baby hit the lottery, I mean I got a lot to reinvest. Young Posse, could you possibly address how I turn from being beat up right into a diva? While I'm in Korea, I'm free by my schedule. Really don't free about cheers to cheer.
Posse never stop it, yeah. Posse 계속 drop it, yeah. Posse sell it 밖에 못 먹어. Drip is good honey, yeah. Posse 쓰는 먹은 다음에 먹어. 밤새 링고 아메 초코 프라페 애플 카메 프라페 라멘 에팅 파티, yeah.
I wanted more.
That was hard, guys. Young Posse, Posse up, baby. The remix, we love it.
So good.
Crushed. Oh,
So obviously, like, there's if you've heard the album
OG.
version,
Yeah.
it's really just like a deconstructed version of that with the features in there and structured a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So there's not too much to comment on really on like Young Posse that we haven't said before.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I think we did talk about all their stuff.
We did. for the most
Obviously,
part.
like their verses, the Young Posse's verses are great. Obviously, I think they deliver such a it's such a fun beat to rap over, and they all do it
Yeah.
so well. Like having that like Jersey club beat, and they all like sit in the pocket of the beat really, really well. And especially when it drops down and it has that like sort of Espa Savage breakdown.
yeah. Okay. Okay. I
If
can hear it.
anyone can hear what I'm referring to, when it, like the beat drops and they have that like similar like synth run, that weird like
That
noise that
yeah.
I think that it exists in Savage. I thought that was a really cool instrumental addition to the song that like helps break up what I think sometimes Jersey Club can feel a little like sometimes when it's that beat like the dun, 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 when it's the whole song, I think sometimes can like get a little like
Fatiguing.
Yeah, like I'll start like wincing a little bit, like it's a little knocking on my brain a little bit too hard. So it's really nice when they have like some variations to the beat, and I thought that was really cool. But the only thing I think really to talk about on like the rap features here.
Yeah.
Is they're
I'll
really
go back
good
to
in
their-
my opinion.
I'll go back to their names here. Okay, cool. I gotta pull it up. Anyway, good.
Yeah, Verbal Jint, NSW, Yoon, and Token. I'm assuming that was the order that they appeared in. I know Token
Was
the
last.
last.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that Yoon was the one that was on the like the Zamboni in the ice rink.
Yeah.
Um,
Flex.
Sick.
Yeah, flex. Sick flex.
Sick flex.
Yeah.
yeah, honestly.
I'll pull up on the Zamboni, you know.
Yeah, so obviously like I don't know the lyrics, so it's kind of hard to comment on like the lyrical flow or like what was going on with the lyrics for the Korean stuff. Other than Token, who I didn't know Token before, but it's just
was
a
good.
white dude rapping all in English.
Yeah.
But he was good. I think he actually had my favorite verse, and that might have to do with me being able to
that was
understand everything.
sick. Oh, I still wasn't paying attention to the lyrics.
Okay. Well,
I was
don't
just
know
like,
if it's I don't know if it's because I could understand everything or because he had like a really interesting flow that like
Yeah.
switched up, and he started
Yeah.
with like kind of no beat, and then it went a little bit off the beat. When I came back in, it was really interesting. I thought his delivery was super, super fun. So I think if I'm like ranking their features for this one, it goes in reverse order. I loved Tokens the most.
Yeah.
Yoon's was really good, and then Verbal Jint's was also good. I just think it stood out a little bit less than the other two. So I thought this was great. I thought this is a good addition and a good thing for them to add to their repertoire, and you know, hopefully gets them a little more like street cred, or maybe as like actual like a rap group.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed this, but I really enjoy everything Posse has done so far.
Also,
I really want to know what. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Shoot.
I really want to know what the K hip hop community thinks, like the purist K hip hop community, because I feel like there's always been this gap in Seoul where you either like K-pop or you don't like K-pop, and I don't know if this is meant to bridge that gap for at least like the city folk of Korea, but because I know general public probably still isn't going to listen to this, but there's a huge like K-hip hop, K-R&B scene I know in South Korea that I'm really curious what their thoughts are on this.
Yeah, so Brandon, generally the consensus is like, let's say BM from Card, for example, puts out a solo song and it's a rap song, and someone posts it in like the r/K hip hop thing.
Roasted.
Like the generally like the best comments you'll see are like, it's good for K-pop rap.
Yeah, well,
but
yeah,
it's always it's always with a caveat.
It's an asterisk.
K-pop rap.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good for K-pop rap. It's good for an idol.
Yeah.
And I think there was something that happened. Therese, you probably know more about it than I do. Wasn't there a rap show where some of the Stray Kids members went on and competed?
And
I think they got booted pretty quick, I think.
What's it called again? A lot of idol rappers have gone on it and they've never made it very far other than Bobby.
It's just like
oof.
Yeah. It was a couple years ago, so I'm definitely foggy on the details, but I remember one or two of the
somebody saying show me the money.
Yeah, show me the money.
Yeah, that sounds right. I remember one or two of them went on and they didn't make it very far at all. Whereas like people would say that they're great rappers in the K-pop community, but like when you put them with K-hip hop rappers, it's like a different apples to oranges kind of thing, you know?
Tomato, yeah. That's fair.
Which-
Therese, did you have more of a comment or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I really like that they didn't. I know this is a collab. I know this song already existed, but I really like that they didn't hide the fact that they were idols in the music video. Like you very much got like the idol shots of
Yeah.
them just like being girls like hanging out, like doing the little fisheye camera thing. And I think that's telling. Like they know where they stand. They're just trying to like add something a little bit more to the community. Um, that's really cool. And I think I really liked seeing the faces of the members in Young Posse to the song. So I could figure out like which one I gravitate towards more. Um, it's just good. It's a good music video for a full collab thing.
Yeah. Some context for you, Therese, that the first girl that went in Young Posse, that is the one that features in the Bobby event song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just for context, if you end up listening to that.
I remember her specifically because I remember
she's
we were
like-
really interested in
she's
her.
my
and-
bias.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
found out that she's like the leader. She writes a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
She's like kind of the
ringleader.
they're the head of the whole operation, it seems.
You have any more else to add, Therese, or am I good to go?
Nope. Go for it.
Well, I love this song. This is probably one of my favorite Young Posse tracks, other than OTB. I think that's also another really fantastic one. But I love the features. I think they did a really great job of like incorporating them into a song. I almost inherently thought like when they released it, I was like, there's probably a possibility they would have like a collab or like a remix version, but I didn't think they would have like rappers, featured on it. So I do like the fact that they were trying to again branch out and have other artists from, because I imagine, I don't know what the fan base is for Verbal Jint, Yoon or Token, but maybe that might inspire them to kind of jump into this possibly, which is interesting. The intro, I think they switched up a little bit. I like that kind of like real, like, the like real kind of like jittery sort of intro. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but like,
Yeah.
like the skips, like the vinyl skips kind of scratching a little bit. That was really sick. I like how they changed that up just to, notate it. It's a remix or like a reimagined version of the track. But yeah, I would definitely agree with Alex's layout in terms of who's featured. I liked the most. I think Token really crushed it. I liked his flow, the way he kind of phrased out some of his rap lines were really interesting as well too. A lot of cool like alliteration and stuff. So I enjoyed that a ton. I think the only thing I would have been surprised about was Verbal Jint wasn't. I don't think he was in the music video. But I know obviously Yoon and Token were, so I'm curious as to maybe, I don't know if maybe I don't know too much about Verbal Jint.
Could just be a location thing or something.
Could have been a location thing, or
I'm more surprised that the other two were than
Really?
the one wasn't. If I'm being honest with you. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of. I feel like you would probably want to be in a music video, but I mean, hey, if logistically it's not going to work out, then hey, it is what it is. But yeah, the song itself, like I really think everybody covered it pretty much. But I like this song a lot. I think it adds a lot of extra dimension to the track that I already really enjoyed anyway. But I think this, I don't know if this would be. I'll have to listen to them back to back and see which one I would vibe with more. But this one, I think, is obviously with the features add that little bit of extra oomph to the track. So really fun.
Something I want to say regarding Young Posse before we move on to our last song is I'm really curious because they are also going to be playing Head in the Clouds.
They are.
This May. They're one of the earlier acts. I don't know how to opening acts, I guess technically,
openers,
but we don't know where they're going to be in the lineup. But they're one of like the lower on the bill acts. But they're mixed in with a lot of actual hip hop artists and like K hip hop and like Warren Hugh, and there's like a good mix on this lineup. I'm really curious to, and I'm gonna have to do a little bit of like people watching while they play, because I want to see what kind of people are like vibing and what the reception is from people who aren't aware of them to their set, because I think they're going to be really interesting to watch, because a lot of people aren't aware of them. And I think people expecting, so you have to remember that some of the members in Young Posse are very young.
Yeah.
Like under 15, like they're super young. So I think the expectations people are going to have when they come out on stage are going to be so different from what they deliver. So I think it's going to be a really fun experience seeing people that are maybe like they're waiting for G-Idle or
Some other
they're
groups,
waiting
yeah.
for Atarashi Gakko or something are going to like be blown away by the, you know, these 5 girls coming out and just rapping their asses off for a half hour.
Yeah, it will be interesting. And I think it's also interesting, like given the lineup as well. I think it's a pretty I mean, I know every year they try to have a pretty diverse lineup, but I mean, this is kind of, I would argue, a little bit more diverse than maybe previous years, from what I could
I would
gather.
also love to see any of the several rappers at Head in the Clouds pop in for one of these features.
Oh, that would be sick.
or pop in for their own feature or some sort of collab or something.
It's probably a high possibility. I wouldn't be surprised, but we'll find out. Some comments here. Let's see. Jupe says, Token's flow is great. Gondo says, that was great. Not something I'm probably going to listen to too often, as it's not my style, but that was fun. And then also commented on, at least the features showed up. I hate it when they can't be bothered to appear in the video. It's totally true. And then Shoop also commented and said that Verbal Jint is a bigger name than the other two, so he was probably busier. So that makes sense. But yeah, great track. Excited for, just to echo Alex, excited to see what they're going to be doing next as a group, and I'm curious if maybe they might. I wonder if this might be the start of them remixing some of their other songs on their EP. So maybe we'll get some new Young Posse soon. But the last one we have on here is Ateez. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I was
It's,
getting a little scared. I thought I was like, fuck, did I say the wrong wrong thing?
You listen to Ateez. You know Ateez.
No. I know, but I
There's,
meant like, I was like, I didn't know who was next on the list, and I was like, is it Ateez? Is it someone else? And then I do listen to Ateez, though, yes.
It is just Jongho.
It's just Jongho,
Yes.
yeah.
So this is from their album that we did cover in our Ateez deep dive. Great stuff. They have a lot of music videos out. I think they did music videos for every single person's solo.
Yeah.
But since there was only one slot today, I thought we gotta end it strong with our collective bias.
Jongho, baby.
Jongho.
Let's go.
So, yeah, definitely check out the other music videos. Check out the whole album for sure. There's some great stuff on there.
Very excited. Yeah, Lovely Flower says there are 2 other songs that were released before Jungho's song. It's You from Woo Young, San and Yo Sang, and then You from Mingi and Jongho. So very excited. Let's jump into this last one.
Oh yeah, the rest were unit songs, I think, and this is the only solo song.
Oh,
I think that's right.
all right.
Well deserved. Oh, we're getting storyline.
아무 생각 없이 집에 가는 길 주머니 속에 전화길 더듬거리다 환하게 웃는 지난 사진 속 날보다 더 집을 지나쳐 여기에 와 있는지 난 왜 단 한마디면 충분했는데 턱 밑까지 차올랐던 말 이 노래 빌려 얘기해 You're my everything 시간을 돌릴 수만 있다면 다시 너를 볼 수 있다면 그럴 수만 있다면 괜찮을 거라고 외면하다가 튀어나온 미련에 찔려 아파하고 왜 단 한 번도 날 잃은 후에 내 자신을 마주하지 못해 자꾸 도망가려 하는지 난 왜 단 한마디면 충분했는데 턱 밑까지 차올랐던 말 이 노래 빌려 얘기해 You're my everything 시간을 돌릴 수만 있다면 다시 너를 볼 수 있다면 그럴 수만 있다면 그땐 꼭 말해줄게 넌 내 삶의 이유의 전부란 걸 너에게로 난 달려가려 해난널 한순간도 잊지 않을게 이 노래 너에게 줄게 You're my everything 내 맘 담을 수만 있다면 다시 널 만날 수 있다면 넌 나의 전부였던 걸
That escalated.
Yeah. Oh boy. Jesus. All right.
I closed my eyes for 5 seconds.
Oh man, he went from 0 to 100 real quick. But
Yeah, really.
all right, that was Jongho's Everything. That was a lot of things.
Ooh.
I can
Including
sum up all
arson.
my comments. I can sum up all my comments in 3 words. Man can sing.
Man can sing.
Man can sing.
Man can sing.
Standing ovation, baby.
Oh my god. Yeah, this
Oh.
is how you do a winter ballad.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
YG, take notes. YG. YG.
I felt that shit in my bones.
Ooh.
That shit started rattling the inside of my body. That was crazy.
Ooh.
I guess I'll go next since Alex summed his up in 3 words, which I know I won't be
All
able
right.
to.
Well, yeah, I was being a little exaggerated. I don't really
hey,
have
listen,
much.
you said 3 words, so hey, whatever, that's your time.
I don't have too much to say. That like I gotta point out the obvious, dude.
No.
That's insane vocals.
No, I know that.
Like,
I'm just all right.
the-
Chill out, brother. All right.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking. No, being so defensive. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just generally saying. I don't need to point out the
I know,
obvious
I'm
that
just-
like the
I'm-
man
I'm
has.
I'm just ruffling the feathers tonight. Yeah.
You know what? I'm done.
Oh, we lost him.
No, girl, for real. I'm just teasing. It's all good. Shoot your shot.
I don't really. I honestly don't have much else to say. I mean, like the vibrato on his vocals is beautiful. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, we know we can sing. Here's 4 minutes of it. It is great. I wasn't even paying attention to the storyline or the music video at all because I was like, my eyes were closed. I'm just vibing with the music. So I don't really have too much I can comment on it. Like that vocal run he did towards the end where he absolutely belted that insane note.
Oh,
man, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. You're right. We love it. I guess I'll go
Well,
next.
thankfully-
Therese,
oh.
go. No, go shoot.
Thank you,
No, you
Gondo.
can go. I already interrupted
go.
you once. Go
Go.
ahead.
That's-
no, you
That's
go
as
ahead.
that's as eloquent as I can get at 10:30 p.m.
All right, fine, I'll go. I really appreciate it. Actually, I mean, obviously, we already talked about how great Jongho is as a vocalist, but I really appreciated the instrumentation. I think that just like the way the piano, it starts off with piano, and then you get this like cool, like very like minimalized guitar part, and then once he gets into that like insane like key change vocal run, all that sort of stuff, there was this really like in the back of the mix there's this really cool kind of like lead solo kind of guitar part in the back, which is like really back there, but it just adds a nice little extra touch that I think makes the song, just sends it a little bit more. But I love the fact that he kind of hit, I think it's 2 key changes if I'm not mistaken, or at least something going on. So I really love that. And yeah, man can sing. I feel like Alex summed it up pretty well.
Yeah. I was gonna fill in the gaps of your memory because I was paying attention to the music video. Don't worry, guys. If you missed it, I'll tell you everything that
Tell
happened.
me, please.
Girl happy, girl with Jongho, girl left. That was
fire.
everything that happened. Everything on fire. That was everything that happened. You missed nothing. I was honestly expecting there to be more of like a storyline, so I was really paying attention. But he was mostly just singing by himself, missing her, and then at some point it showed the happy memories, but not much was happening.
Maybe
so
his voice was
you're
so
good.
it caught the entire apartment on fire.
Oh, maybe. No, I think it was, it doesn't need to be a story-heavy music video. I think closing your eyes and enjoying it is the perfect way to enjoy this,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I especially want to point out the mixing, done very well. I think his
So
voice
good.
is at the perfect level with the instrumentation, to the point where at some high points you think that he's one of the instruments, and then eventually, like when the instruments drop out and it's just him, you're like, oh, perfect. Yeah, dude can sing. Alex said it best. And there's something else I was gonna say. I think we all really like Jongho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our collective bias.
Yeah.
No, I think I not even gonna lie. Like I was starting to get like emotional. I could feel like the like the way that he kind of pulls. Like his vocals just have that like tug and pull that I think is unmistaken.
That's what I was going to mention is the way he kind of sounds like he's on the cusp of crying at
That's
the
me,
beginning.
all the time.
And then then he goes into full like ugly cry singing that sounds really beautiful. I think there's especially when I show a lot of my normie local friends Kpop, they have this they're not used to listening to Korean being sung, and they think everything is auto-tuned, which is not entirely wrong if it's a pop song, right? But especially listening to this, like these are raw vocals, but since Korean has more of a nasally tone, someone might not be able to pick that out. And in this one, you can hear like he has like the slight wavering in his voice that auto-tune would not allow for. And it makes it so much more beautiful.
The rawness, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. I think Alex pointed out like his vibrato. It's very like
yeah,
super good. So yeah, this is great way to close out the stream, I'd argue. So we love Jongho. So shout out to Ateez. I love them. But yeah, thank you for joining us for yet another catch-up stream. We should do these, you know, somewhat frequently, maybe every month. We'll just carve out a day. We'll do the recaps.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably a good reason to come back to some of these groups. Especially since literally today I think we got a comment on our Ateez video to check out more Ateez. So there you go. We did it. One song. That's it.
Here you go, commenter.
One song. But very excited. So Wednesday, if you're still here in chat, we are going to be doing the Rose. So I'm very excited about that. Y'all have been saying, especially Therese is pumped for
Therese has
the
been
Rose.
fighting for this.
Therese has
I
been
do,
fighting.
and I've been relatively quiet because I was on the Day 6 train, like trying to push Day 6 because I knew they were more in line with what we were doing. But the Rose is my number 2 below BTS for sure.
So you got high stakes in this one. So
I freaking love it.
I'm excited because Therese has been hyping up the Rose all week, last week and this week. So I feel like if it's gonna underdeliver, I'm gonna be really pissed. No, I'm kidding.
It's gonna be really easy because you like anyone that plays the guitar.
I do,
and there's
yeah.
2 guitar players. So
Well, that's gonna be my bias. It's like the rapper bias. If I see
the
a guitar
guitar player.
because rapper guitar.
Oh, we'll get into Day 6. We'll get into Day.
That's the ultimate. That's alt.
I don't
That's
think
my
there's
alt.
rappers in the Rose. So
That's my old bias is a rapper that plays guitar in a K-pop group.
See
you
Gondo,
know,
thanks
let me
for
know.
hanging out tonight.
Thank you, Gondo. Appreciate it. If you guys like this, make sure to follow us on Twitch so you know when we go live next. Normally, they're always at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so if you can come hang out with us, be really sick. If you like to watch the VODs, click subscribe on YouTube. That'd be greatly appreciated. We're almost at like 4K, which is really sick. So thank you so much for the love, and we'll catch you on Wednesday. All right, guys?
And hey, we're still taking recommendations.
We are.
You know, you want to see us cover groups. We often do not know what we're planning on doing like until the day before or like a couple days before.
How dare
So
you?
like things change up all the time. Like if people are hooting and hollering for a group,
Yeah,
we
Peter beating
will
us up
push
for it.
them.
Yeah.
We will push them towards the front. Make sure you follow on Twitch if you're hanging out and you know you like what we're doing, because sometimes Brandon will go live randomly, or we might do impromptu streams or something like that. So if you don't want to miss any of our streams, you know, make sure you follow on Twitch. It's, you know, it's free.
Yeah. I'll also have to give a shout out to Crusoe because he was the only one who joined me for it twice. So that song is lit. I love it. So shout outs to Crusoe.
Very nice.
Big homie.
I still haven't heard it, so I'm about to film my reaction of your reaction.
That's a bit. If
I'm kind of like sort of kind of not kidding.
It's very meta. If you want to see it, let us know. Gondo says CL. Is it
CLC?
Yeah.
CLC.
I can't read. See, I told you I'm illiterate today.
Yeah, CLC. Whenever we get to CLC, it'll be a cool one. That's definitely on our list, right?
Yeah.
I think we made a list.
We were
at some
supposed to
point
do it with
previously.
Kepler, and then we didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't do it.
But what is the CLC fandom? All you helicopters, get in the comments.
Oh, come on.
Is it really? Oh no.
I don't know what the. No, I don't know what it is.
Gondo,
Cheshires, okay.
Helicopters.
Cheshires?
That's not even close. Like
Well,
I feel like you could at least get close.
Helicopter is like one of the songs I know.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I just shot for the moon and
Oof.
fell off.
Yeah, that was their last song. They've got they've got so much better than a helicopter. We got to do CLC soon.
Okay,
we'll push that up
CLC.
a little bit.
Oh god.
We'll
Poor
push that up a
Gondo.
bit.
We've traumatized Gondo. We can't do that. We can't have that.
Yeah,
Don't
except
worry,
that
She was our first sub. We can't have her be traumatized, you know.
I can faithfully guide us through CLC.
Okay,
I
thanks.
believe.
Thank God. All right.
my God.
Well, we're gonna go,
Cut it
guys.
out.
You have a good night, and we'll talk to you. Oh shit, God knows a guy. Fuck. All right. Well, we need to go. All right. Goodbye, guys.
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.